What a gorgeous night for high school football. Week number 9 finds us at Hilliard Bradley as tonight Worthington Kilbourne takes on the host Jaguars. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College. Randy Reinhardt alongside the football professor, Jeff Logan. And Jeff, when you look at the records, not an exciting matchup, but a lot to be played for in this game tonight.
Well, Randy, neither of these teams are going to be playing for the OCC championship, nor are they going to be in the playoffs. But I think the great game of amateur football creates character, and I think that this is a situation where these kids can go out there at the end of this season, make something good happen, and remember it for a long time.
And let's talk about some of the main characters in the contest here tonight. First of all, the Wolves of Worthington Kilbourne, 1-7, 1-4 in the OCC Cardinal, coached by Mike Edwards in year number 1, a longtime assistant at Pickerington North. A lot of talent on this team. One guy to watch for is the running back. His name is Tariq Gray.
Yeah, Tariq, a junior running back, really good. And along with the quarterback, Mitchell Tomasek, they account for over 80% of all of the rushing attempts and the rushing yards on this football team. So they're a unit.
And they lost to another Hilliard school last week, falling to Darby 38-0. On the other side, it is Hilliard Bradley. The Jaguars 2-6, coached by Mike Loparo in year number 9. And again, they've got a guy that can run the ball, he can throw the ball, he's something else. His name is A.J. Mergen.
Well, Mergen is a guy that they're going to really depend upon. Obviously, throwing the football, 10 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. But Randy, he also happens to be the leading rusher on this football team. So they're consolidated there, too, in terms of their offensive talent.
And a guard on the basketball team as well, too. In this series, Bradley has taken the last 3. They lost last week, by the way, to Jerome by a count of 43-14. What a game we have tonight. The Wolves and the Jaguars. The kickoff is just around the corner. This is Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College, in one place on the CW Columbus. And welcome back to Hilliard Bradley High School. Time now to meet the third member of our broadcast team. To the sideline we go, and Mike Todd.
Well, Randy, you and Jeff talked about it earlier, the fact that the output of both of these offenses revolve around a select few. The two questions I have tonight: how does the defense key on that? And then how does the offense adjust and win the battle on the line of scrimmage? Guys.
Mike, thank you very much. Worthington Kilbourne won the toss and deferred, so Hilliard Bradley will receive on your left. It is time now for the Dr. Pepper kickoff. Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville. It's teed up just about and ready to go in week number 9. Joey Loudermilk is the kicker for the Wolves. By the way, the only school nicknamed Wolves. Did you know that in the state of Ohio, Jeff?
Is that right?
That's right.
You are the cornucopia
of worthless information.
Worthless information.
Loudermilk, a guy that's been around for a number of years. We saw him kick last year and the year before. In fact, 2 years ago when we covered a game, he was 19 from 19 on extra points on the season and 4 of 9 on field goals. Underway, week number 9 here on the CW, and the return is going to start from the 7-yard line up across the 10, 15 to the 20. And a nice return for the Jaguars all the way up to the 28-yard line. And that's where they will start their first drive in this contest in week number 9 for the Jaguars on offense. And Mike Owens is the offensive coordinator, and running things on the field for him is A.J. Mergen, a guy that is multi-talented. We mentioned he's thrown for over 1,000 yards and rushed for over 500. Actually started at wide receiver last year. And he'll have his team first and 10, marking officially at the 27-yard line. They'll go with a one-back look to start this contest. And a late toss and turning the corner and getting a nice gain up across the 30 to around the 32-yard line. It's Evan Yee, the 5'10", 190-pound senior. They like that spread offense. Run-pass mix is probably 60-40 for the squad. Good experience when you look at it on the left side of the offensive line with Metzler, Ayers, and Curl up front. Jack Pugh is a question mark. He's got a big cast on his hand. We'll see if he can perform with that tonight for a broken finger. And a quick pop across the middle, pass incomplete out around the 43-yard line as they're going with a little crossing pattern right at the 43 and falls harmlessly incomplete at the 43-yard line. To look at the defense, as Mayfield, by the way, was the intended receiver. Up front, some good-sized guys and some good experience, too, with the likes of Kessler up front. And Bryce Taylor is a youngster they're high on, too, as he's 6'1", 177 and a sophomore. And we've got a flag before we snap it on this third down play. And our referee for this contest tonight is John Whitson.
Dead ball, encroachment. Defense, number 52. 5-yard penalty will result first down.
Not the play you often call in the huddle, but you'll take it offensively. And there are the other guys with stripes tonight: Gene Nye, Aaron Wall, and Jeff Nye, T.J. Lyons, and Jim Beery.
Great night for football here on the west side of Columbus at Hilliard Bradley.
First and 10 now from the 38 with 3 wide to the top, 1 back in the backfield. They'll keep it on the ground again. And great penetration and pursuit. You could see him shooting through. He actually overshot the play initially. Then reaching around to make the hit was Josh Carter, big number 56 on your screen.
Well, Josh Carter plays at defensive tackle position. He's a space eater. I mean, he takes up blocks in the middle. This time he shoots the gap. You're going to look at it right here from the middle linebacker spot, and you can see how quickly number 56, Josh Carter, 5'11", 246, a senior.
Little bubble screen this time, and it goes near side to Mayfield. And he'll get it out for a nice gain on the play. And that's the one thing they like, too, with the Jaguars is the quick hitter at times, too. Tayshawn Mayfield now, 6'2", 190, just a sophomore, makes his 37th catch of the season.
We've heard so much about spread offenses and getting your athletes in space, and this is just quickly getting an easy completion out to one of your better athletes, Tayshawn Mayfield, and able to make a decent play.
Gain of 8 on the play. They need just 2 for a first down. They're not going to do it. The aforementioned big guy, Mr. 56 himself, Josh Carter, gums that up, the defensive tackle, returning starter, 15 solos, 18 assists, 2 hits already in this contest. Young man who's part of student council denies the first down, Jeff. They'll lose a yard on the play.
Well, again, not much blocking up front. Nobody, nowhere to run, and great penetration right up the middle. Got support as well from Carter Hayes, the inside linebacker.
Mayfield also punts the wideout, averaging 32.7 per boot on the campaign. Or will he? Can he get to the sticks? To the corner, does he know where the sticks are? Let's see where they mark him out of bounds. He had to get to the 48-yard line. And Jeff, from here, it looks like he got just enough. So good vision to kind of peer over to the sticks and get the first down as they go for it with the fake on fourth down.
Well, Randy, when you're 2-6 and 1-7 coming into the football game, why not go ahead and take some shots? Tayshawn Mayfield, a gifted punter, but also one of their fastest guys running the ball.
And also he's been on ESPN in the past, too, for a one-handed catch he made earlier as well, too. Odell Beckham Jr. First and 10, mark the ball right at the 50-yard line as he garners the first down +2. Bergen looking left, now going across the middle, has his man, that's Mayfield at the 30. Spin move, and that will gain him another 4 or 5 yards as Rugby breaks out there, but he's got the first down. And Jeff, that's the thing. When you look at these two teams and their scores, they've been close in a lot of contests, especially if you look at Bradley, 4 games decided by about a touchdown or less.
Yeah, this young man's got an older brother not playing tonight because of injury that's going to play at Michigan State University. And already Tayshawn Mayfield is a young man that is turning some eyes out there in college football. He'll probably play this game at a high level on Saturdays.
Picks up 22, little screen this time, near side, and Yee's got it, 25-20, all the way down to the 17 and extends to the 16 before he's knocked down. So a great first possession, the Jaguars, with 9:44 left to go in the first.
You can see where they have good success, Randy, as they get this blitz now coming up the middle. They're able to dump the ball in there for the little bit of a screen play, and Yee is a solid running back, 5'10", 190 pounds, and watched him in warm-ups. He is very thick from the waist down.
His 5th catch of the season, little jet sweep this time. Cutting it inside, finding the gap, taking it inside the 10, going for the diagonal. But coming up a little short is Ethan Puff on the play. And Puff will get the ball inside the 5-yard line, but that's enough for another Bradley first down. So sharing the wealth right now with Puff, seeing the ball, and Yee, and Mergen, and Mayfield so far in this first drive.
Yeah, a lot of diversification in this offense. We talked at the open, and Mike Todd brought it up that so much of this offense is consolidated around the quarterback. Quarterback hasn't run the ball tonight at all.
On a first down play from the 4-yard line, Yee will take it into the end zone to get a touchdown with 9:11 left to go. And for Evan Yee, that is his 4th touchdown on the ground. The 25-yard run against Thomas Worthington for a score. Just like that, 6-0 Bradley in this one.
And this has been the frustration of maybe Kilbourne all season long, Randy, where they come in and make some big plays, but just consistently being able to stop people and get the offense off the field in a 3-and-out situation has been the biggest challenge.
See if they shift out of this and go for, nope, there we go. They'll go for the extra point. It'll be Drayton Wallenmeyer. He's 10 of 11 on extra points so far in the season. Did play some soccer this year as well, too, to make it 7-0. And not before we have an encroachment on the defense. John, to confirm that down on the field, Mr. Whitson.
Dead ball, encroachment. Defense, number 52. Half the distance to the goal.
Sometimes coaches will change their mind on this and go ahead and send it in for a 2-point conversion, but it doesn't appear that the kicking team is going to leave the field.
Just going to ask you that. But instead, they'll stick with the try for one, at least so it seems right now, to make it 7-0. First drive yields a touchdown for the Jaguars. And it's up and make it 7-0. So Hilliard Bradley, a team that averages 291 yards of total offense, marches it down the field and lead early in this one thanks to the touchdown run by Yee. 7-0 right now on Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus. Our first Ramos Roofing touchdown of the evening goes to Ye Hilliard Bradley Jaguars. Literally, I mean all those words. 7-0 in this contest early on as they take it in. And take about 2:45 off the clock in 10 plays, goes 73 yards. Big play there was the fake on 4th down where Mayfield and company went for it. Two guys back deep now, and it is Andrick and Hodge back deep and scooped up at the 20-yard line, near side, and trying to find a gap. And nice little spin move up to the 26, maybe the 27-yard line for the Wolves, and that's as far as they get with Caleb Andrick. It'll be 1st and 10 now in offense with a squad from the land of Worthington. Thomasek, your quarterback, at 6'3", 185, and a junior. You can see he's thrown for over 1,300 yards and 8 touchdowns, but the sad part there is the 11 interceptions. Not all those his fault, though. He's already getting some looks, though, Jeff. Not only is a quarterback that's maturing, but an excellent punter as well, too, and again, just a junior. 1st and 10, let's call it officially at the 27-yard line. It's about 3 minutes gone in this one. H back in motion, handoff to the lone back, and they'll bounce it off the left side. And Mr. Gray, who we talked about in the open, gets a nice gain as Tariq picks up nearly 10 on the play. With 8:55 left to go here in the first quarter. And there's the offense now for head coach Mike Edwards and Mike Cottrell, who's in his 22nd year as an offensive coordinator. Hodge is a guy to watch for, and English is a hands person, but also Duncan Self. Yes, a team that likes to throw to the tight end. They have a great one in Duncan Self. And Jeff, they'll pick up a 1st down. Let's call it 1st and 10 right from the 39.
Look at quarterback Thomasek out there, a 6'3" kid, so he's got great vision on the field.
That's Gray. And that is not a whole lot of anything until the second surge will push him across the 40 up to around the 42-yard line. Mike Bicchetti, who was at Olentangy in the past, runs that 50 shade, although at times it looks more like a 3-man front. Watch the likes of Dylan Eiseldike up front there at the Leo. Also, they have a good guy in Jacob Noble, who's a 3-year starter defense. It's anchored in the middle by Zach Pelosi, the middle linebacker, who's got about 50 tackles on the campaign. 2nd down, they picked up 3 on 1st down. They need 7 from the 42-yard line. Thomasek wants to throw. Nice job to avoid the pressure, and then throws to the far side. Hodges got it, and he'll push and get up to the 47. Did you notice that was all arm strength? There were no legs underneath Thomasek when he threw that ball.
And I'm going to tell you, that ball was basically uncatchable. I mean, it got there, and I'm not sure how Hodge was able to corral this ball and pick it up before it hit the turf. And good strong arm by Thomasek, and look at this. Be able to grab that ball right before it hit the turf. That is a terrific play. Good throw, but a great catch by Marcus Hodge.
His 23rd catch of the season, 3rd down and 1 now. It's great time off the right side. Gray doesn't hit the green until he crosses midfield down to around the 48-yard line. So he'll glide for about 3.5 and get a 1st down now for the Wolves as they drive now with 7:23 left to go. Mention the fact that they're a team right now that's 1-7. But Jeff, you go back to their history just a few years ago. When you think about it, 4 years ago the Wolves were 11-2. 5 years ago 8-4, then 10-2. I mean, they went to the playoffs in consecutive years of 13, 14, and 15. And now Coach Edwards, only their 3rd head coach in about 30 years. And Thomasek will keep it this time. Not known for his running, but he looked kind of agile there and found a little gap along the far hash and got it all the way down to the 43. He's rushed for some 148 yards on the campaign.
You're talking about Kilbourne and their history a little bit. You know, this was a team that had a proud past, and their last winning season came in 2015. Freshman team, though, 7-1, so there is a bright future, hopefully.
Thomasek rolling left now, seeing the diagonal to his right. Can he turn the corner? He can. He's got the 1st down, and he scours more yardage all the way down to around the 32 before he steps out of bounds. So, I'll tell you what, I like his frame, and when you see a larger guy run, sometimes it doesn't look like he's running that fast, but he was able to get to the corner and get some good yardage on this play.
Good recognition, and one of the things you're looking for in quarterbacks are the ability to extend a play. Not everything is going to work all that well, and Thomasek there able to extend the play, create the 1st down, and Kilbourne's got something working over there.
And you saw something from that guy, too, that they praise week in and week out about him, is his confidence under pressure. He doesn't panic. He handles things so well. Gray off the right side that time. Again, will find a little gap and squirt inside the 30 to around the 28. You know, when you look at Tariq Gray, Jeff, you look at the yardage, you go 438 yards, but at times they've had problems in the offensive line. In fact, there are 2 new starters tonight that go into that front 5 for the Wolves.
Yeah, they're still trying to figure out who they are, figure out the culture of this football team, new coaching staff. They've got a great staff together, and they just got to kind of figure out their character out there, what they're all about.
Gain on the play of nearly 4 on a second down. Tomasek looking on the out pattern. Pass is complete, and tight roping the sidelines. Big number 10 making the catch, and Sam English getting what he can. English will make catch number 28, a 3-year starter as a wide out. They say he's got the best hands they've seen in Worthington land in years.
Yeah, how about the ability for quarterback Tomasek to get rid of that football quickly? Randy, you mentioned he threw it kind of off his back foot a couple plays ago. That time really not great fundamentals, but the ball got there on target on time.
Third down, they need a couple. And Tomasek on a busted play will get the first down. Again, there's that calmness under pressure because he and Gray were not on the same page. He looked back to his right. Gray had gone out to the left. He goes, okay, I guess I'll keep it. So Mitchell Tomasek will get the first down, and they are trying to mirror the drive for the Jags.
Randy, I'm looking at that play again, and I'm thinking that's a design play. They were faking the pitch, going to the wide side of the field, and this was quarterback keeper all the time. It fooled everybody out there. There was no backside contain for the Bradley defense.
First and 10 from the 21-yard line. Back to throw, Tomasek looking across the middle. Pass incomplete, intended inside the 10-yard line for the Wolves for Duncan Self, the big tight end. Good pressure on the play by the Jags. Great job defensively by, among others, big number 5, Luke Irwin.
Yeah, they really believe that Self is a mismatch problem because of his size. 6'5", 210 pounds coming across the middle, and Randy, that's a big target to hit, and usually pretty sure hands for the senior tight end.
Play number 11 on the drive now. First and 10 from the 21 with 5:40 left to go. On the ground, there's a flag, and Gray will maneuver inside the 20 to around the 18-yard line. Interesting story about Luke Irwin wearing a different number tonight. Normally number 6, but wearing number 5 instead. We'll tell you more after we get the call down on the field from Mr. Whitson.
Illegal shift. Offense. 2 men moving, did not reset. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Luke changed his number for one night because he's wearing number 5 to honor Stevie Ray, a classmate of theirs who died in a car accident back in February of 2016, and that was the number that Stevie always had. So Luke said tonight to honor a fallen teammate from middle school days, he's going to go ahead and wear that number 5 instead of number 6 tonight. Luke, just one of a number of seniors in the Bradley program, honored before the contest in multiple sports, I might add. Second down after the penalty. Mark the ball back to the 26-yard line. It'll be second down and 15 from there. 4 wide to the bottom. Empty backfield for Tomasek. Guns it on the out. Has his man. That's Gray out of the backfield and takes it into the end zone for the touchdown. Nicely done as Gray on the outside. And again, you saw the arm strength of Tomasek yielding just a yard or two and then firing a bullet to the outside, and Gray taking the distance for the touchdown.
No, that's an impressive throw by Mitchell Tomasek. Sets up here. Ball gets quickly out there, drops a dime inside the zone, and Tariq Gray is not going to be stopped, takes it into the end zone. Awesome drive by the quarterback, Mitchell Tomasek.
Joey Loudermilk, who's 8 of 11 on extra points, trying to knot this game early at 7 apiece. Snap, plenty of leg. And just like that, the same margin we had when we kicked it off. We're tied at 7. 5:26 left to go in the first. What a game we have in week number 9 between the Wolves and the Jaguars. Back with more in just a moment on Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College. With that Ramos roofing touchdown, a combination of Tomasek to Gray from 26 yards away. Tied this game at 7 apiece as they make an answer to the score early on by the Jags, going 11 plays and 73 yards in just over 3.5 minutes. There's the boot by Loudermilk, and return this time going to start from inside the 5-yard line for Bradley. All the way up to the 24-yard line, and that's about it. So a return of just about 20 yards on the play in the person of big number 12, and that is Ben Duncan. Keys to the game, courtesy of Honda. Worthington Kilbourne. Mayfield better not. Well, we've already seen Mayfield be a factor in this contest with that fake. Don't sack Tomasek, meaning they have to really protect their quarterback, and so far they've done that. For Hilliard Bradley, their keys: poach the scramble. Kilbourne can make things out of nothing. You saw that from Mitchell Tomasek on the first drive. And Yee winner. Bradley would like to see Yee come through with a couple big plays. And so far, all the keys have come to fruition in the first 7 minutes of this contest. Speaking of Yee, Evans got it near side to the short side of the field and turns the corner out to around the 27-yard line. And once again, we call his name because of his pursuit. That's Josh Carter flowing to the football, 56 to make the hit.
Yeah, two-year starter, quite a motor for that young man playing that defensive tackle position, even though the play was well to the outside, did not give up on it. And that's the pursuit of somebody that's got a willingness to do whatever it takes.
Picked up a couple on the play, quick pop by Mergen, and he's got his man out across the 35 to around the 37-yard line. We're seeing a variety of plays from both of the offenses early on. They're not shy about throwing to the running back, and Yee makes a nice catch, and he's got a first down. So Evan Yee makes the catch and motors out to the 38-yard line. He's now got 6 catches on the season. He likes 90s music and science classes. Doesn't matter what. He just likes science. First and 10 for the 38. Morgan wants to throw. Got away from that. How did that happen? And makes the toss to the far side, and a nice play and a first down across midfield. Catch is made on the play for the Wolves by Sam English. And Jeff, did you see that little pirouette?
Yeah, pretty good job of getting away, but when you get a quarterback like this, what you got to do is make sure you wrap up, not just hit him. And that time they were not able to make it, and actually a pretty good block in the middle by Jacob Noble, who probably knocked the quarterback's sack away from being able to make the play, and that's a huge first down. They've got it to near midfield.
First and 10 from the 49-yard line. Little jet sweep, they cut it inside, and the ball is free at midfield. Let's see who's got it. I think it's going to remain in the red basket of the Jaguars. Is on the carry that time. It went to Ethan Poff. Poff, who's carried once already in this contest. Looking it up near the 50-yard line.
It's a pretty safe play because this is actually a forward pass where the ball actually is thrown forward. So in the event that there was a bobble in the backfield, it's incomplete. You can see the ball come loose there, but fortunately right back into the breadbasket.
Bounce right back to him. Quick pop, pass is complete. Down to the 43-yard line, and the spin away is going to cost big number 15, Tayshawn Mayfield, a couple of yards. But, Jeff, you like that elusiveness, do you not?
Yeah, you did a good job, again, getting your athletes in space, trying to get the ball to the guys that can make the big play. And in this situation, he was about 2 yards short of the first down. Now he breaks contain and lost about 3 yards when he came loose.
It'll be third down. After the gain of 4 altogether, they need 4. 3:34 left to go as they peer to the sidelines. Again, the offensive coordinator, Mike Owens. We know him for his job here, not only at Bradley, but before that at Dublin Kaufman. Morgan wants to throw, has plenty of time on the out pattern. Did he wait too long? Does he tightrope? Yes, catch is good at the 36-yard line. Great job to tightrope by Tayshawn Mayfield. Again, Jeff, you only need 1 foot in, and a great job by Mayfield along the near sideline.
You know, they said he was a dynamic player, and I'll tell you what, this kid is a terrific athlete. Toes right there, looked like he had both of them in, would have counted in the NFL, but certainly only need 1 foot here in high school football.
So first and 10 for the 36, knotted at 7 early in this one. So we've got a battle for you in the OCC Cardinal. Trips to the top, 2 wide to the bottom, and rolling. Mergen just a little to his left, wants to tuck, wants to run. Can he get away? And he does inside the 35 to the 30. And zigs and zags outside. Boy, that was just kind of a stair-step approach towards the sidelines that time. And nicely done by A.J. Mergen. You see a parallel there between he and Darius Parnham, who played for Reedy, a guard on the basketball team who now all of a sudden becomes a quarterback on the football team.
Well, that's pretty impressive. He's able to make somebody miss. Again, you can't block everybody, and A.J. Mergen, just a junior, bright future here for this young football team.
Picks up 15, 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Tied at 7, first and 10 now from the 21-yard line for Mergen. 5'11" and 180 against Scioto. He was 12 of 20 passing for 203 yards and 4 touchdowns. Trips to the bottom. Yee's got it, and Evan will cut it back inside to the 15. Pushes and all the way down inside the 11-yard line. Close to the sticks and close to another first down.
But you look at both of these teams on their offensive drives that they've come out with, and you wonder how they could be 2-7, or excuse me, 2-6, 1-7 in their records. But Randy, they've got tough schedules that they go up against. This OCC Cardinal is no easy conference, to say the least.
Gain of 9, second and 1. Imagine if you're Kilbourne opening with Orange, South, and Groveport your first 3 weeks. Second and 1 from just inside the 12-yard line. He's got it, and he's got the first down. Rumbles inside the 10 to the 9. It'll be first and goal Jags from the 9 with just over 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
Carter Hayes, the linebacker, coming up to make the play there.
Reminder, it is time for the Aspen Dental Smile Cam. Aspen Dental has offices in Hilliard, Delaware, and several other Central Ohio locations. Schedule a new patient appointment at aspendental.com. Aspen Dental, simply easier. First and goal now from the 9-yard line. And a nice cutback by Morgan, but he runs into his offensive lineman and will get pushed forward maybe inside the 9 to the 8.
Your attention, please. Jaguar girls volleyball team.
And we have a flag resting at the 18-yard line back of field that I don't think anybody saw. John Whitson, our referee, says the call is going against Bradley. I assume you push him back here, Jeff?
Absolutely. Holding call.
Holding. Offense. Number 52. 10-yard penalty. Spot of the foul. First down.
I think we should be agents for this officiating crew because this is the second or third time we've seen them this season.
They've done a nice job. Good control of the football game. Very precise in terms of what they're doing. Tough job to be out there, and these guys do a wonderful service by officiating these high school games.
And we had encroachment on the defense.
Well,
first and goal from back of the 28. Now it'll be first and goal from the 23. Mr. Woodson again will open his mic and say,
Dead ball. Encroachment. Defense. Number 3. 5-yard penalty. First down.
It's a couple of those so far in the football game. That's just lack of attention. That was a blitz coming from Paul Jarvis. Big-time lacrosse player at Worthington Kilbourne. Excels at football as well.
Morgan wants to throw, looking long, into the end zone. Mayfield goes for it. There was contact near the goal line. It looked like there was a push-off. The catch is there for the touchdown, but I think we're going to have pass interference called.
See if it's going to go against the offense.
It is.
Looks like that's going to be the case. What a great job of ball faking, though, in the backfield. We get a shot of the replay of this thing. You're going to see people tackling the play action. And it's offensive pass interference, the push-off by receiver Tayshawn Mayfield. I want you to watch the fake here. You don't get to see it from that view, but here's the throw into the corner of the end zone. What a great shot here. High pointing the football, but the push-off obviously came before. Let's see if we can pick up. There's the tackles being made on the fake. There's the push-off right there. Good job by the officials. All well and good if you can get away with it, Randy.
It is first and forever. First and goal from the 37-yard line. Timeout going to be taken by Hilliard Bradley. When was the last time you saw first and goal from the 37?
It's been a while, and I promise you, all those coaches, they walk around with all those little play sheets and everything. I promise you there's nothing that they've got on that play sheet that says first and 37, this is what we want to do.
Hey, Friday night before the 11 o'clock news, join host Jay Richardson for AEP Ohio First Scores on Fox 28. Get the scores and highlights from the best high school football games in Central Ohio every Friday at 10:45 p.m. on Fox 28. Can you remember the longest conversion you had, say, on a third down and whatever?
I don't, Randy, and you know, there were times where, you know, you just first and forever, and you got to be thinking about, you can't get it all back at once. Take them in chunks. You know, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? Pretty much the same thing there. What you got to do is just take a little bit of a gouge out of this thing, put yourself in a position, because you're really in 4-down territory anyway.
Dean Marini, our producer, said they had a 4th and 47 in the game last week, and it was converted. Here you have a first and goal now from the 37 with 1:17 left to go in quarter number 1. 3 to the bottom, 1 to the top, 1 back in the backfield. It's Yee who gets the handoff, and Yee flows inside the 30 to the 25. Down inside the 23-yard line, so good yardage, but it'll be second down and goal from there with just about 1 minute left to go in the first quarter.
That's a pretty big bite out of that elephant right there. That's a great start. Getting things moving. Everybody thinking it's a passing situation because of the down and distance. You come here with a little read option, and Yee is able to find a gap right up the middle and gets to the second level very quickly.
Again, Mayfield to the top, 3 wide to the bottom, 1 back in the backfield from the gun. It is Yee again. He's got good yardage again. 15. Evan to the 10. Pushes inside the 5-yard line. So now you've got a third and manageable from just inside the 5.
Again, so many weapons in there playing defensively, really because of down and distance, to be looking at the ball going up in the air. And I like the play call by Bradley, just going with the quick hitter right up the middle. And you can see that it required the safeties to be able to come up and make the play.
At the start of the second quarter, our sideline reporter Mike Todd will talk with Zach Peterson, an assistant principal at Worthington Kilbourne High School. 10 seconds left to go in the quarter. In fact, that may be the next thing you see, because I don't think the Jags are going to run another play. And they'll be driving when we start the second quarter, knotted at 7 apiece. Week number 9 of Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College. What a game. Tell your friends and neighbors. It's all right here on the CW Columbus. Welcome back as we start the second quarter. Tied at 7 between Hilliard Bradley and Worthington Kilbourne. Randy Reinhardt alongside Jeff Logan and Mike Todd. Glad to have you aboard for week number 9 of high school football action. Jaguars 2-6 and 2-3 in the OCC Cardinal. On the other side, you have the Wolves coming in at 1-7 and 1-4. But Jeff, we talked about this a number of times. These are not the looks of teams that you see that have been struggling on a campaign. These are teams that can move the football.
Yeah, they really can, Randy. And you know the mistakes are the things that stop football teams from being able to succeed. And you know, go back to games in the last couple of weeks where they've had bunches of turnovers.
This time 2 backs in the backfield. The handoff goes to Yee off the left side, pushes, and tries to get inside the 3, and is brought down at around the 2-yard line. Look for that little seam, but Carter Hayes, the middle linebacker, helps to make the hit on the play.
Again, I'd be surprised if they take field goal here. I think you go ahead and line up your offense. The offensive line certainly signaling to the coaches that we want to go for it. And don't be surprised if we get a little bit of a play action here and quarterback A.J. Mergen keeps the ball.
4th and goal from the 2-yard line. Yee does not make it in, and the Wolves will hold with 11:28 left to go here in the first half. Great stand when they needed to by the defense of the Wolves. We head down to the sidelines where Mike Todd is standing by with a special guest. Michael?
Thanks a lot, Randy. I'm over here with Zach Peterson, the assistant principal at Worthington Kilbourne, a 2004 grad of Worthington Kilbourne, I might say. His first year back as an administrator, and now you're evaluating some of the teachers you had in high school. What's that like?
It's awesome. Honestly, they're like my Mount Rushmore. So it's really cool to be back, really humbling. A lot of those people are the reason that I went into teaching and into education in the first place.
And I know there's been a big honor recently with one of your lacrosse coaches. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Doug Troutner has been there for 100 years. And I'll tell you what, he got inducted into the Hall of Fame, and it is well-deserved. He won a state championship a couple years ago. He is just a staple in the lacrosse community. Really honored to have him teach in our building and coach our kids.
What are some of the other things that you're excited about being a part of Worthington Kilbourne High School?
Yeah, so we're building a couple of middle schools. We just got some funds from the bond. Our community's awesome. Our kids are doing a great job. Cross-country team's doing really well. The band wins everything that they're in. Water polo girls was 3rd in the state. Boys soccer team. I could go on and on and on. It's so exciting to be back. It's intoxicating. I mean, it's just exciting to be around the people that I was 15, 20 years ago.
Well, Zach, thank you so much for joining us. And doggone it, guys, did something just happen behind our backs?
You did it again as they try to come out of the end zone. Zach Komlowski comes up with the fumble recovery, and Komlowski has a touchdown for Bradley, making it 13-7. The 6'1 senior who moved from the will to the middle linebacker this season makes it 13-7. We thought when we switched on the change of possession it wouldn't happen, but it's still a Ramos Roofing touchdown, and now a chance for the 14th point.
Mike Todd is the absolute magic for red zone scores.
Doesn't matter if it's the home or the visiting
team. Doesn't make any difference.
Kick is up, and the kick is good. It's 14-7. 11:21 left to go here in the first half. Defense gets a chance to celebrate. The man on your screen comes up with a huge play. Komlowski will come up with the touchdown as he gets the recovery in the end zone. We'll take a look at the play one more time as they try to run it off the right side.
So this was looking right over Mike Todd's shoulder. You can see the ball could come loose right there. And the recovery in the end zone, no question about it. And really looked like he was strip sacked there where the ball came loose in the end zone. And there's your score. Zach Komlowski, the senior.
Robinson helps to make the hit on the play, number 8. And he came down with the left arm and helped strip the football. So the outside linebacker with a nice play to help strip that away. And when he did so, that allowed the ball to bounce away and allowed Komlowski to come up with the recovery. So a nice play, too, by Mitchell Robinson. The Sam linebacker, 6'1 and 210, sets up the touchdown on the recovery by Komlowski. So it's now 14-7 early in the second quarter.
You know, Randy, we were talking about how fun it is kind of watch these offenses out there and succeeding at a high level, big yards, and then you have a mistake. You know, you have defense makes a great stop, and that's what the Kilbourne problem has been all season long, is making mistakes at inopportune times.
Wallenmeyer with the boot, and will head out of bounds. It trickles and does scoot out of bounds inside the 20-yard line with 11:21 left to go. That'll draw the Hankies. Parents, families, Papa John's of the CW Columbus want to share your high school football photos. Go to CWColumbus.com, upload your picks to the Papa John's fan channel, and look for them on TV during next week's Honda's Thursday Night Lights. One of your photos may be the Papa John's fan photo of the week, so check it out. So the kick goes out of bounds, and by rule, the main option that most teams take is to have the ball at the 35-yard line, and that'll be the scenario here for the Wolves. They fought to tie it, and then all of a sudden, one play down by the goal line finds them down by a touchdown. 1st and 10 now for Mitchell Thomasek and company from the 35. On the delay, it goes to Gray, weaving, trying to find a gap, and cannot get away at the 35-yard line.
What a very slow developing play. Makes it very difficult for the running back to be able to get free. Randy, one of the guys that we were watching, and I'll get back to it here in a second as you see the play here, and Tariq Gray nowhere to run, was that of Jack Pugh, number 7, who has that big cast on his hand. He is in there on the defensive side now.
Gray got it back to the line of scrimmage and maybe a half yard. Yeah, you're talking about big number 7 playing for Hilliard Bradley, and we saw the hand wrapped earlier. He's a great wideout. There he is, and he's got a good frame. He goes 6'5", but look at that left hand. That's a broken finger somewhere in all that wrapping. I had Christmas presents that didn't have that much wrapping.
He's got it well protected. I don't know that there's a way for him to catch a ball as a tight end, though.
3rd down and 8 out of the backfield. Pass! You wondered on that wheel route if they would see each other, as Gray was the intended receiver, but spying that ball and trying to make the pick as they collide was Cameron Bordner coming up from the secondary, big number 24.
Now, Cameron Bordner was eyeing that football, waiting for it to get there, and the receiver had no idea the defender was going to be there. You can see the collision. The offensive player became the defensive player and was able to save the interception. And now we've got a punting situation. And how about the respect of Mitchell Thomasek from a quarterback punter standpoint? They're giving him 50 yards.
They're standing back at the 10-yard line. He averages 47.8 a punt. And that is high, it is deep, it is hanging. They run up on the ball at the 22-yard line, up to the 25, up to the 28. And, you know, that's a good philosophy and thing to think about is the return goes about 6 yards on the play for the squad from Hilliard Bradley. So they'll have the ball 1st and 10. We'll take a break. 10-12 left to go, 14-7. Bradley on top right here on the CW Columbus. After that 42-yard punt, it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Jaguars from their own 28-yard line.
You know, Randy, one of the most difficult things with Mitchell Thomasek kicking the ball that far, you know, we joke about out-kicking your coverage like we all did when we got married. I mean, we all out-kicked our coverage. But that's a reality here. You kick it 50 yards, it's tough for the gunners to get down there.
Downfield, long pass, and just overthrown on the play. Intended for Kenyon Richardson. He was open, and the ball just eluded his outstretched fingertips at around the 45-yard line.
Well, he is a big play guy. He has got potential to take the top off of the defense, and that's a situation where A.J. realized how wide open his receiver was, and I think his eyes got big, and what he didn't want to do was underthrow that ball and just threw it about a yard or two too far.
Richardson, part of the track team, you can see why. Mergen straight back to throw. Has time, now decides to tuck and get what he can and come out to around the 35-yard line. Nice gain. As he goes a little ad-lib on this second down play, he'll set up a 3rd down and short with 9:56 left to go in the first half. He's got a good first step, too.
He really does. He got flushed out of the pocket there, was able to extend the play. Really good no block by Evan Yee out here. I want you to watch number 2. It would have been a block in the back. Right there is where he stopped and did not hit the guy. Would have resulted in a penalty. Creates an opportunity where they've got a manageable 3rd and 4.
From near the 35-yard line, Mergen, little bubble near side, has his man across the 40. Nice gain on the play. It is Nathan Ludaway. Ludaway puts a lot of H-back, and actually he's adjusting to wide out now because Pugh cannot really catch a ball with that cast on his hand, so Ludaway getting some time as a wide out now as well.
I'll tell you what, at this size, you shouldn't be allowed to play wide out, but this kid is really good. 6'3", 225, rumbling. How about that? I mean, that is magic, being able to take that body and go deep.
Had a nice catch to seal the Berlin game. Handoff right up the middle. Evan Yee all the way inside the 45-yard line, down to around the 43, and he's near the sticks and near another first down as Yee again with a burst. We're talking about running through that opening gap that you have in the line of scrimmage, then running into contact. He did that, and that sails him downfield for an additional 2 yards, and he'll get the handoff again inside the 40. Flag on the play. We'll see if it's coming back. He did have enough for the first down, but We'll see if it goes against the Jaguars at the 42-yard line.
Well, the play before that, you talk about trucking the free safety. I mean, my goodness. There's the call going back against the Jaguars. 3 consecutive OCC Cardinal titles for Mike Laparo and his Bradley Jaguars.
Well, in fact, when you look at the last 3 years, their record is incredible. 29-5.
Holding, offense, number 65. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Second down.
In fact, they also had a 16-game league winning streak for that man coming into this contest for the 42-year-old head coach in year number 9.
Yeah, you know, Randy, they go 7-0 in the league last year. They get in the playoffs, and who do they draw in round 1? Pickerington Central. And they lose 14-13. Oh. How about that? That is terrific football.
Second down and 11. Little quarterback draw. It's not little when it picks up that much yardage. All the way down inside the 42-yard line before he's knocked down in the play.
It's going to be very close to the first down.
Carter Hayes, again, the middle linebacker, making the hit on the play. Hayes is a guy that has a good football presence out there on the field.
This is a quarterback draw the entire time. All right, they're just spreading the field and allowing the quarterback, A.J. Mergen, to be able to find a seam up there and get as much as he possibly can. I think they're going to measure this one, Randy. It's very, very close.
All right, what's your prediction?
No, I think he got it, but it's all depends on the spot. We'll have to see. And irregardless of that, I think it's going to be a situation where you're in 4-down territory at this part of the game.
And the sticks traverse in from the far side of the field. Jeff said he got it.
A lot of slack there. A lot of slack. Come on, you can get a credit card. Absolutely. Don't question the man.
Oh, boy.
Don't question the man.
I always question the man. Stick around at the break for Thursday night's halftime show. Thursday Night Lights always does a great job. We'll recognize our a lifeline of Ohio Scholar Athletes of the Week. Meet the marching band directors from both schools with the Music Go Round marching band sound and review the first half stats and highlights. And don't mess with the man, Jeff Logan, either. Although I think Logan's Heroes will be coming up in the fourth quarter, right?
Yeah, you talk about a mess.
Oh, yeah, it was Jeff. Why'd you put him in there? I don't understand.
So they'd go out.
On the carry, Morgan trying to turn the corner, and he got hit near the sidelines, right into the bench there of the Jaguars, so I'm not sure he got much of anything in that play. It'll be second down.
You know, one thing I noticed about the Jaguars is they have a propensity to run to the short side of the field. They enjoy going into the boundary where there's less defensive players lined up there as opposed to the wide side of the field. You just do the math over there, and it becomes a little bit easier.
2 wide to the top, a wing to the bottom. Also wide out to that side. Mergen looking the other way, though, to the wide side. On the quick slant across the middle. Pass a little high, and timing looked a little out of sync because he was looking in the play for Tayshawn Mayfield.
Yeah, just the timing on that play was not solid. Tayshawn trying to give him a good target out there, but he'd not yet finished his cut. The ball was on the way to him, but not on target.
You know, you talked about his brother Chris, who's got a ride to Michigan State. Tayshawn has been offered already by BG, and he's just a sophomore. That's something I find hard to believe is just a sophomore. Going long downfield, looking for big number 16, Richardson, trying to come back to the ball, but the DB didn't turn around. Kind of wrapped his arms around the receiver, and when you do that, it's going to draw the flag every time, this time with 8:29 left to go.
Yeah, you got to make a play on the ball if you're going to have that contact down there, and it looks like it's going back against it should be on the defense. I don't think they're, yeah, good call there.
They'll pick up the flags and march it off from the line of scrimmage as the DB never turned around. I think that's Spencer Parker Gordon.
Pass interference, defense, number 15. The 15-yard penalty will result in a first down.
Give him a break. He's 5'5" and 135 in coverage.
Here's the throw, Randy, and again, I think the defender had no chance but to try and make the contact. Never made a play on the football and had contact on receiver Tayshawn Mayfield. Easy call for the officials.
1st and 10 from the 27, just under 8.5 left to go in the first half. This is Yee trying to find that little seam, and he will burst down to around the 21-yard line. He was playing hide-and-go-seek with one of his linemen there trying to figure out if the block was going to go inside or outside. He finally said, David Metzler, I'm just going to go to the inside of you and get what I can. Metzler, a great guy up front, really an anchor on that left side of the offensive line. He's a Youngstown State committee as well, too, at left tackle.
Again, they're making a living in terms of running to the short side of the field, and you could see the read option. The defensive end decided to take the quarterback. You hand it off to the back.
Little screen underneath to Yee, 15. Evan down to the 10, and he's got a first down and goal for Bradley with 7:53 left to go in the first half.
And a touchdown saving tackle by Carter Hayes, who came up from the linebacker spot to be able to make the play. They've executed this play really well all night. Good job of hiding it by the quarterback, but the offensive line doing a nice job of getting out there at the point of attack and creating space.
First and goal inside the 10. I feel like we should go down to the sidelines and Mike Todd right about now. He gets the handoff, cuts left, then right, and is brought down. A guy that stayed with that play all the way, Josh Carter, said, if you sidestep, I'll go right with you. And Carter watched the midsection of the running back and stayed with him and made the hit.
Josh has a unique throw down tackle style where he looks like a wrestler out there, where he's able to make the takedown. This kid's got a great motor. He's the kind of defensive player that they want.
Second down and goal. Mergen running for his life. Can he turn and gun it in the end zone? He does so. There's a caught for the touchdown. You bet. Counted. There's another Ramos Roofing touchdown as it goes to Mayfield, who makes the catch and now make it 20-7 in favor of Bradley.
Having a hard time understanding how this football team has only won 2 games this season. Excellent job by A.J. Mergen on the run. Looked like he probably could have tucked the ball, Randy, and been able to score, but he decided that he was going to throw the dart. And again, you can see him extending the play, making the move on the blitz that was coming, and he was able to find the receiver in the back corner of the end zone, and Tayshawn Mayfield gets another score.
Aiden Healy calling the signals. He's actually the backup quarterback, but he's also on the wing to the top for the extra point. Drayton Wallenmeyer to make it 21-7. Out of the hold of Cameron Bordner. Snap, kick, it is up. 2 touchdown cushion now for Bradley after they were tied at 7. It's now 21-7, 7:09 left to go in the first. Week number 9 of Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College. And a gorgeous night at Hilliard Bradley here on the CW Columbus. There's a happy young man along the sidelines. He makes the touchdown catch, and Tayshawn Mayfield now has his team up by 14 in this game. Just over 7 minutes left to go in the first half. Randy Reinhardt, Jeff Logan, Mike Todd, week number 9 of Thursday Night Lights. And Jeff, once again, when we go to week 10, we're culminating our season with another championship game. We'll touch on that in a second. You see the drive, just over 3 minutes to go over 70 yards. The return, great acceleration up across the 15. There's a gap up to the 40, all the way up to the 42-yard line. Nice return by Marcus Hodge on the play. That sets up the Wolves in great field position. It's the Electrical Trade Center Fan Cam. Energize your career today by becoming an electrical apprentice at the Electrical Trade Center. For more information, call, I'll give you the phone number 2 times, 614-463-5282. That's 614-463-5282. Jeff, what do you look for from the Wolves now on offense?
Well, what they've got to do, Randy, is take the remaining time here with 7 minutes to go. Don't panic in this football game down 2 scores. Just get first down after first down. Stick with your base plays.
Last 2 possessions for them have netted 0 yards. Long downfield, the catch. Oh, it's not made inside the 30-yard line, off the fingertips of Marcus Hodge. And I'll tell you what, you cannot throw that ball any better than Mitchell Tomasek threw it on that play.
Yeah, and I'm not so sure the defender, Cameron Bordner, knew exactly that the ball was coming in that direction. You're going to see the throw here, and this is on target, on time. And watch here, again, looks like the receiver lost vision of the football as he was looking back over his shoulder.
And then it was 2nd down and 10.
Good throw, though, by Tomasek.
See if it's great time on the ground. Nope. Quick pop over the middle. Pass incomplete. Thrown behind the intended receiver. They're trying to get a couple passes to Duncan Self, but again, on the slant across the middle, that pass, like one earlier to him, was thrown just a little behind him.
Boy, he is a mismatch. You know, when you get him over the middle like that and you get a big target, you got to put it there where he can catch it. You want to throw it right at the chin of that tight end. That's where he is going to be best. When he needs to extend his arms, then you expose him to those defensive players.
Readjust, and now once again, going to the top of the set is English. Tomasek running out of real estate and time and guns it. Has his man. Flag on the play, though. The catch is made near the sticks by the tight end Self, but there's a hanky back of the 33, and I think we're coming back.
Yeah, would have been close to the first down. There's the call going against the Wolves, and again, mostly self-inflicted wounds for the Kilbourne Wolves so far tonight.
John Whitson picks up the flag with 6:44 left to go. And we'll see a replay of the actual penalty as Mr. Whitson picks it up and gives us the following information.
Holding. offense. Number 20, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Third down.
Watch Tariq Gray, the running back. He's right there in the middle. And you can see the coverage here, trying to make the block. And there was a tackle made at the end of the play. Too bad, because it really was away from the quarterback and the defender had already gone to the ground, but brings up even a longer first down attempt.
They need 29. They go for a middle screen and forget it. Sniffed out immediately on the play for the Jaguars by number 5, Luke Irwin.
A good read that time. Luke Irwin was up there on man coverage, and when he saw his man go ahead and dive into the middle, he could read that it was going to be a screen play, and there he came firing from that cornerback spot to be able to make the play.
You thought Old Mo would kind of even things out and maybe the Wolves were going to tilt things, but now it looks like it's gone the other way the last 10 minutes. Jaguars in control up by 2 touchdowns, and they'll get back on what should be a fairly short field, although with Tomasek back there at punt, you never know. Pressure on right up the middle, and he booms one. Return going to start from the 35-yard line. To the far side goes Duncan, and Ben gets it across the 40 up to around the 43 or 44, and there's a late flag on the play, tossed in with 5:46 left to go here in the first half.
Good coverage by the Gunners down there on another long kick.
45 yards on the actual punt. John Whitson says we have the following.
Illegal block in the back going against the receiving team.
So if you're the Wolves, you'll accept that with 5:46 left to go. Mark the ball off inside the 40-yard line.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Receiving team, number 25, 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
Attention Supernatural fans. Brother Sam and Dean Winchester will be moving to Saturday this week and next. Don't miss a new episode of Supernatural this Saturday at 8, only here on the CW Columbus. Jeff, will you be watching after the Buckeye game?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Matthew Droplik in at the running back position, replacing Evan Yee.
So the 5'10", 175-pound senior will get the handoff and find a big gap across the 40, the 45, and all the way out to the 47-yard line. Picks up about 13 on the play. Coming into the game, he had 113 carries. Check that, he had 51 carries for 251 yards. And against Thomas Worthington, had a 34-yard touchdown run.
He's a track athlete, Randy. He's more of an edge runner for this football team, and first appearance that we've actually seen him carry the football. Senior member of this Hilliard Bradley defense. We've got a timeout on the field.
I think the Wolves are going to burn a timeout. With 5:31 left to go, they'll take a timeout. So they'll take a timeout. Trying to regroup on defense here a little bit. Down by 14 with the Jaguars driving again. This weekend, the number 3 ranked Ohio State Buckeyes are back home to face the 13th ranked Wisconsin Badgers. For a preview and in-depth analysis, don't miss the best pregame show around, the Football Fever, Saturday at 11 a.m. on ABC6. Then switch over to Fox 28 for the Buckeyes and Badgers game. Kickoff is at noon, and Jeff, your prognostication for that?
I like Ohio State's chances in that game, and not just because Wisconsin lost in an upset a week ago to Illinois as a 30-point favorite in that game. I just think Ohio State's got too many offensive weapons, but you got the number 1 defense in the country, Wisconsin, the number 2 defense in the country, Ohio State, and when you've got that much defense, I look for playmakers, and I think Ohio State's got more of those on the offensive side.
I want to thank you for once again pushing me out of the way a little bit, because you and I work together on different shows on radio on Saturday morning, and because of your pregame show, my show gets moved up about an hour earlier.
You get less sleep, and I get an extra hour.
But
it's a good deal.
Next weekend, we all get an extra hour of sleep as daylight savings time will end the first weekend in November. And can he get away? Not barely. He tried to get away, but great penetration by that defense of the Wolves. Shooting through uncontested was Jacob Kessler, the defensive end. Big number 52.
Well, they like Kessler a lot. 2-year starter there at the defensive end position. And watch here, he is on the read, and that time the read option is to go ahead and take the running back. That's a play that the quarterback should have kept it.
That is Drovlik on the carry. Quick toss goes to Richardson down the sidelines. Nice cut move inside the 35 and nearly breaks away. A shoestring tackle made by Harrison Klein. Otherwise, Mr. Richardson's going to take that the distance. 4:57 left to go. It's still another Bradley first down.
Again, he had to get rid of the football quickly. Blitz coming, and they've had success with this screen. Kenyon Richardson, a junior football player, and there's the touchdown saving tackle. Looked like number 6, Evan Leist on the play.
Gain of 21. Will move to the outside, and they'll get the ball down to around the 31-yard line. With 4:40 left to go for the second consecutive play, Harrison Klein makes the hit on the play, the outside backer. So we'll see what happens now if you're the squad from Hilliard Bradley. Remember, to start this game, Kilbourne won the toss and deferred, so the Wolves will get the ball to start the second half. Down right now by 2 touchdowns. 4 wide set, evenly split. Handoff goes to big number 3 off the left side. Look at that, churning legs and all the way down inside the 18-yard line. Great gliding motion that time by Matthew as Dravlik just found that seam and kept coasting and coasting. And you mentioned an outside runner. He likes the edge, and that time you saw him gliding to the outside.
Boy, it's just a tough job for a defensive end. You got to make the decision one way or another. You're going to take the pitch man, you're going to take the quarterback. And the quarterback is reading. Whatever decision you make as a defensive end, his goal is to make you wrong.
Hingan downfield, looks, pass is complete inside the 10, down to around the 6-yard line. Nice pass play and a good gain on that reception, as that'll set up the squad with a 1st and goal from Hilliard Bradley High School. Take a look.
What a great release by Mergen here. You know, he's on the run here, and Ray, look how quickly he's able to unload the football. If he waits any longer, there's no way that receiver remains open.
Aiden Healy who makes the catch off the pass by A.J. Mergen. It'll be 1st and goal inside the 10-yard line. And not a whole lot there that time, as they'll get it down inside the 7-yard line, and that's about it. Good hit made on the play by the Wolves in the person of Jacob Kessler again.
Now there's the example of when you guess right. You have the responsibility that time of the running back, and you tackle him either way. Whether he gets the football or not, your responsibility is going to be determined by the play call on defense. If I got quarterback, do I have pitch man? Do I have the dive play? And that time he had the dive, and he guessed right.
Dravlik and Mergen peer to the sidelines. Think about the last 4 years at quarterback for Bradley. Got a couple of big names. You've got Griffin Vale and Josh Stewart, Will Phillips, going back chronologically. Of course, this year you've got big A.J. Mergen. They don't like what they see, so they're going to burn a timeout with 3:25 left to go here in the first half. Boy, this is a great drive for Bradley because, Jeff, you're eating up the clock. And remember, trying to eat up as much as you possibly can because you have to give it to the Wolves to start quarter number 3.
Absolutely, Landry. When you look at the record of this football team being, 2-6 coming in, you looked at 4 of their losses to Orange, Davidson, Darby, and Scioto. And the average loss by points in that game was under 5. They lose to Orange 17-14. They lose against Davidson 17-9. They lose to Darby 13-7. So they lost the Battle of Hilliard to their brother schools, and they lost to Scioto 38-36. So this is a team that could have, with a little bit of fortune and maybe less turnovers here or there, been smack dab in the middle of the playoff hunt again.
Well, let's break them down. The Orange loss, they outgained Orange 328-280. Against Davidson, they had no turnovers, no penalties, and led 9-7 in that game. And the Scioto game, they led until the end. A last-second 39-yard field goal was the difference maker in that game. They lost 38-36 on the last play of the game. Here you've got a 2nd down and goal, the ball resting at the 6-yard line. 2 to the bottom. Now make it 2 to the top. Little late toss. Dravlik, can he break the plane inside the 1? Is it a touchdown? Yes, count it for the touchdown. Add 6 more to the board now, and then it was 27-7. It's another Ramos Ruby touchdown.
Again, I talked about the propensity of this offense to run to the short side of the field, less defensive players to block, get it around the corner quickly, and there's the decision that the quarterback made, reading the defensive end. Keep talking about it. Jacob Kessler crashes that time, pitches the ball very quickly. Good work that time. Matthew Dravlik, who came in on this drive, was a key player for the Bradley Jaguars.
Gets his 2nd touchdown of the campaign, and a busy man in the first half has been Drayton Wallenmeyer, looking to make it 4 of 4 on extra points in this game and 14 of 15 on the campaign. Snap, kick, and you see he's got plenty of leg there. Kick is good. They actually have 4 kickers on this Bradley team, so we're going to talk about going to your bullpen. I don't know, do you shake your leg instead of your arm when you need somebody else?
Do they have a transfer portal in high school?
No, and I don't think they should have it in college the way they do it right now.
But you get some of these young men where there's too much depth there. And Hilliard Bradley well in charge in this game, 28-7.
Jeff, I've mentioned it. We've been so blessed the last few seasons where our last game is the league championship, and this season is no different. What a huge game. First ever true CCL game we've had on Thursday Night Lights. And right now, DeSales and Hartley both sit at 7-1. Tomorrow night, DeSales hosts Steubenville. I'll call that game on the radio. And that could be a huge game from so many different levels, between playoff ramifications for Hartley in Division III, Region 11, for DeSales in Division II as well, and obviously bragging rights to win that CCL crown. We'll have that game for you next week at Jack Ryan Field. Here's your scoring summary. Took just about 3.5 minutes to go 66 yards in 8 plays.
Tell you what, that DeSales and Steubenville game has become a rivalry game. That's pretty interesting. The Big Red.
Reno Sakach, who I covered in 1984 when they won the state championship. When I interviewed him, that's all he wanted to talk about was that win over Whitehall. I said, I don't care about 35 years ago. He goes, that was one of the crowning moments of my life. I said, you've won more state championships. The kick goes out of bounds. And this is a young man, too, in Reno Sakach, who's just turned 70. You know what he teaches? Study hall. He'll go, hey, Randy, I have to work on my lesson plan. Well, I'm done.
There's a little frustration there with the kicker. Not happy kicking 2 of the balls out of bounds. And again, that gives the other team great field position at the 35-yard line.
That looked like Dominic Williams that time. As the kicker.
Yep. So Mitchell Tomasek got his hands full here. Time, plenty. 3:19 remaining. Kilbourne with 2 timeouts.
They would love to get a score and then get the ball back to start the second half as well, too. First down. Tomasek, a throwback the other way to Gray. He's got some room. Gray trying to cut it to the outside and dragged down, ridden down from behind, right around the 44-yard line. A guy that just grabbed on and wouldn't let go. I think that was Ben Duncan who made the hit on the play.
Yeah, really good deception that time by quarterback Tomasek. He's going to look right here. This is only window dressing over here. This is going to be a screen to the left the entire time. You got all that big beef out there blocking for the running back, Tariq Gray, who got it up to 2nd and 1. Throw it deep here.
Showing blitz. Are they coming? We'll find out. Because once again, they'll peer to the sidelines. Mike Edwards and Mike Cottrell, the co-offensive coordinators. Use that 11 or 12 personnel look at times. And they'll tuck. And he needs to get it across the 45. And he did that, not much more. I think he's got the first down, but he paid the price. And that will move the sticks with 2:24 left. First down, Wolves. And again, they'd love to make that late statement because, you know, Jeff, I think they felt they were in this contest when they tied it at 7 apiece. And remember, they held then, too, and stopped the Jags down on the 1-yard line, but then on the change of possession of fumble the end zone. And Kamlosi recovered it for a touchdown, and it hasn't been the same for the Wolves since.
That's where the Mo flipped.
Long pass, far side, floats in there nicely, and then dropped at the 25-yard line. Boy, I thought for sure they had the catch, and I thought Hodge is going to be able to corral that football.
Boy, really well thrown ball on the inside, and the receiver's supposed to be running a streak down that side, but the ball was thrown inside. He had to make an adjustment, and Randy, there may have been a little tug there by the defender, but that's a ball that you'd like to have over again and should have probably been able to catch it.
Actually, it's number 8. That is Riley Lewis with a chance to make the catch along the far side of the field. Haven't thrown much to him. In fact, that's the first pass attempt to Lewis tonight. Second down and 10. Showing blitz, they're sending one. Tomasek on the slant. Well, I tell you what, great attempt at least to corral that ball because you saw the full extension that time from Marcus Hodge to try to come up with it. So it'll be third down.
Well, quarterback Tomasek had to reload the gun back there. He was looking for the quick slant, and it was covered. Watch him come back. Here's one pump. Nope, not there. Going to go again and delivers the ball there. Again, catchable, yes, no, a difficult catch over the middle. Pretty good defense, though, and Tomasek had to delay getting rid of that football.
Cam Bordner on the coverage, third down and 10 with exactly 2 minutes left to go. It says you don't get a 2-minute warning in high school football. 2 wide to either side, empty backfield, actually tied into the top 2 himself. Looking, Tomasek, plenty of time. Now he's got a guy open underneath, and the pass incomplete. Looking for Self to tie it in. A guy that was right in front of him, I think that impaired his vision, was Zach Winget. Winget was right there.
Duncan Self was calling for the football, Randy, and he probably would have had the first down with ease. I don't think the ball got tipped. Again, quarterback being flushed out. Let's see here. Is it tipped? It sure was. Let's not blame Self too much for not being able to catch that football. Good job at getting up there and tipping the football. Give credit on defense.
Zach Winget in coverage a couple yards up. So never blame yourself, is that what you're saying?
There you go.
Punting situation for Tomasek. twin safeties back deep at the 10. Been putting more pressure on him here. Goes with a diagonal kick and cradled at the 16-yard line. A rollover move that time. Will give the ball back to Bradley as it's corralled on the play by Mason Coons, and it'll be first down with 1:45 left to go. Do you look for anything fancy right now from the Jaguars up by 21, I should say?
Absolutely. If you are Mike Laparo, you are not taking your foot off the pedal here. Your football team is buzzing right now in terms of momentum, and they want to continue to try and put points on the board. How about the numbers so far? 13 out of 16 passing, exceptional night, 145 with 1 TD, and most importantly, only the black jerseys have caught the ball.
First and 10 now from the 17-yard line. And they'll keep it on the ground and wedge out what they can, maybe a couple yards on the play. It'll be second down and 8, as once again it is Matthew Dravlik on the carry. 90 seconds left.
See if they go with a little bit of a sense of immediacy here. I think the key will be getting a first down. If they get a first down, expect them to pick up the pace.
Wolves have 2 timeouts left. The Jags have 1. Morgan back to throw. Now decides to weave to his right and get what he can and go across the sidelines, get by the sticks, and if the field was about 2 yards wider, he'd still be running right now.
In Canada, he would have been just fine. But again, they had it play stop, talking about the defense for Kilbourne, but the quarterback able to extend the play, good protection, steps up into the pocket, and you can see again how good a job that offensive line is doing, giving opportunities for their quarterback to make the play.
Morgan now over 600 yards rushing on the season with that 23-yard gain, 1:11 left to go. First and 10 now for the team, up by 21 from their own 42-yard line. See if they actually put it up here on this first down play. Morgan looking, dumps, has his man, pass is complete. Ethan Popp's got it, and Ethan down the sideline, 25, 20, all the way down to the 19, and rolls to the 18 before he's knocked down on the play by Carter Hayes. And again, moving downfield, great play calling, and great patience that time, too, by Morgan on the pass.
Boy, 2 receivers wide open over here, nobody on the coverage, and they were able to just dump the ball in. And how about the effort by Ethan Poff? He's able to make people miss, and a touchdown-saving tackle by Carter Hayes.
Dravlik, after a 38-yard gain, will churn the legs inside the 15, down around the 13. You start contemplating using those timeouts? Yeah, the answer is yes. They just burned one. We've got a player down. That's why we burned the timeout to begin with. It's a Jaguar player sitting down right near the line of scrimmage. Take a look down there in the field. It looks like it could be number 65. That's David Metzler, the big 3-year starter at left tackle, Youngstown State committee, who's got good size, physical, honor student, likes track and field, math, science, and participates in Young Life.
Working on that left leg. Big, solid football player.
He goes 6'5" and 290. And a guy that celebrated a birthday earlier this week. So they'll tend to Metzler down on the field. Meanwhile, question for you. If you are not starting your morning with Good Day Columbus, what are you waiting on? Get your personal wake-up call tomorrow morning from Jessica, Kurt, Buck, and Katie, starting at 6 a.m. on ABC6. I'm watching probably at around 5 a.m., getting all the information from them. And Kilbourne and the gang getting all the traffic, and Buck with the weather and letting us know. They do a nice cross-promotion for us, too, letting everybody know what the weather is going to be like for Thursday Night Lights and sneaking a mention for the game as well.
There's the big guy, Metzler up, going to be able to come off on his own power. Committed to go play football at Youngstown State. Jim Tressel, former Ohio State head football coach, now the president of Youngstown State.
Do you ever see him as a president of a university?
I saw him as being a senator,
yes.
And so him being a president of a university makes no surprise here at all.
And he has great hair.
He does.
When you're in charge, whether you're in Congress or running an institution, you have to have great hair.
Still wears the vest, too.
Great knowledge, too, and a great gentleman. Interviewed him a number of times. Second down, 4. Morgan hits the end zone receiver wide open. Threw a bullet in there. It's another Ramos Rubin touchdown as he found Kenyon Richardson about 6 yards deeper in the end zone. And again, wide open. Adds 6 more to the board. It's now 34-7 with 34.8 left to go.
Well, we're close to trick or treat and Halloween, and that was like stealing somebody else's candy. I mean, there is wide open in the end zone. All you want to do is just deliver the ball, make the play, and Kenyon Richardson comes up with the touchdown, and Randy, they own it right now. And there is another encroachment on Kilbourne.
John Whitson waiting to see if they'll take it or if they opt to stay where they are and maybe someday go for 2. I don't think this is the opportunity to do it when you're up by 27 already.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense, and penalties decline.
Good call.
Retry.
Yeah, no sense rubbing somebody's face in it. So now they'll just try the extra point. Again with the ball resting at the 3 and the snap back to the 10-yard line, being held on the play by Cam Bordner. Snap, kick, plenty of leg, it is up. And we make it 35-7. Now the thing you have to watch for is the start of the second half. If Bradley gets another score, field goal or a touchdown, Jeff, without a score by the Wolves, you've got that 30-point margin, and then we'll have the continuous clock in the second half. 35-7 the tally in this one.
Got to be pleased if you're Mike Laparo and his offensive football team. They have been able to dominate this game from the very beginning, but Randy, as you mentioned, when it was 7-7 and Kilbourne had a huge stop at the 1-yard line, it looked like they were going to have an opportunity to really challenge in this football game, but immediately that fumble in the end zone and everything just flipped on that one play, and head coach Mike Laparo has been able to dial up just about anything he's wanted offensively tonight.
And there's your scoring summary. 5 plays, 83 yards, 1:10 off the clock. A very calm and subdued Mike Laparo. Remember, he was an assistant coach at Reynoldsburg with Kerry Hodakovic and Woody Underwood over there in the past. There's the kick again, and this time again it is number 26, Dominic Williams. And return going to be up across the 25 up to the 30, maybe the 31-yard line, far side of the field. And brought back by number 13 for the Wolves, and that's Duncan Self. So if you're the Wolves, you got to take advantage of your opportunities. 27 seconds left, Jeff, but you're down by 28 points, and you have the ball just across your own 30-yard line.
I don't think they'll do anything real silly here, Randy. They get the ball to start the second half, and I think this is recovery and take a breath and challenge your young men to come out and try and win the second half.
Mitchell Thomasek got the words of wisdom from Mike Edwards, his first-year head coach, who turned 34 in September. Pick North assistant for 10 years, a graduate of Martins Ferry High School, the Purple Riders. Quick pop in the flat, and the pass is going to be ruled a forward pass and incomplete. You had to wait to see if they called it a forward pass or a backward pass. And Sam English was the intended receiver, so that stops the clock with 21 seconds left.
I wondered if they were trying to set up a double pass here where they got the ball out, but Randy, there's a forward pass incomplete. Really good recognition by Luke Irwin coming up from that strong safety position.
Second down. It's Gray and gets a short gain on the play of maybe 1 to 2 yards. And with 15 seconds left to go in the first half, I see no sense of urgency right now by the Wolves. They're going to go lick their wounds, down by 28 here at the half, and call it 2 quarters. And let's see if they can bounce back in the second half at 1-7. A lot of work to do against a team that's 2-6 and certainly not playing that way in Hilliard Bradley. So 35-7, your tally here at the break. And Mike Todd is going to maneuver over and talk to the head coach in year number 9 with a squad from Hilliard Bradley. That is Coach Mike Laparo. Let's go down to Mike and Mike right now.
Well, Mike, Worthington Kilbourne had a big red zone defensive play, big stop, but since then your team has not looked back.
Yeah, we responded with a big play of our own on defense. We were able to get a touchdown on that side of the ball. So, it's a good job by our defense getting that take back and getting the score on the board. And, our offense has to finish down there.
What are you going to be talking to your team about? What do they need to address when the second half comes up?
Staying consistent. We've been inconsistent all season long, from half to half, quarter to quarter, whatever it may be, game to game. So we've got to stay consistent with what we're doing.
All right, Coach, thanks a lot. Good luck during the second half. Guys, back to you.
Mike, thank you very much. Up next, the Thursday Night Lights halftime show. We'll recognize our 2 Lifeline of Ohio Scholar Athletes of the Week, meet the marching band directors from both schools and the Music Go Round Marching Band Sound, and review and recap the first half stats and highlights. And so far, almost all Bradley in this one, up 35-7 at the break. We'll be back with our halftime show in just a moment. It is week number 9 of Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College.
Hilliard Bradley in command over Worthington Kilbourne by a score of 35-7. Welcome to the halftime show on Honda's Thursday Night Lights on the CW Columbus. A lot of athletic prowess being displayed tonight. Now let's recognize some academic prowess as we recognize our Lifeline of Ohio Scholar Athletes of the Week.
Lifeline of Ohio is proud to recognize Central Ohio Scholar Athletes. Shay Stevens is a 4-year varsity letter winner in girls soccer at Hilliard Bradley High School. She's also been a part of the basketball and track teams. Shay has 1 year of summa cum laude honors and is a member of the National Honor Society. Some of her activities include the Jaguar Ambassadors, Best Buddies, and the Baking Club. Shay also volunteers at the Humane Society. Her future plans include attending Colorado State University and studying environmental science. Shay has a 4.5 GPA. Manny Jerez is captain for the football team at Worthington Kilbourne High School. He has 2 varsity football letters and is second team All-OCC and honorable mention All-District. He's also played varsity lacrosse for 3 years. Manny is a 4-time scholar athlete and is on the Student Athletic Leadership Board. He's involved with the WKH Lacrosse Man Up team. He also volunteers with Operation Buckeye and the Mid-Ohio Food Bank. Manny has a 4.0 GPA. Congratulations to these outstanding Lifeline of Ohio scholar athletes.
Congratulations once again to our Lifeline of Ohio Scholar Athletes of the Week. Earlier tonight, I was able to talk to one of the band directors at Worthington Kilbourne High School. It's all a part of the Music Go Round marching band sound. Happy to be joined by co-band director at Worthington Kilbourne, James DiFrancesco. Co-band director, that implies that there are other people involved. James, besides you, who else is involved in this band?
Oh, we have quite an extensive staff. Myself, as well as Alex Bruff, we co-run the marching band and all the concert programs at Worthington Kilbourne. We also have several people that work with our visual team, as well as a color guard staff and percussion staff. So we have about 10 staff members that work with us during the course of the season.
Now, I understand that your halftime show tonight has a bit of a global theme to it.
Yeah, that's right. It's called Concerto for Mother Earth. It is a really more of an homage to Mother Earth, and you'll see we have actually one performer in particular who is cast as Mother Earth, and she'll actually do a vocal solo and a mellophone solo throughout the course of the program.
Speaking of mellophone, I understand that you played mellophone for a particular marching band in college. Which one was that, James?
Yes, I was in the Ohio State University marching band.
I know Jeff Logan will be happy to hear that. And I know you guys have some pretty big competitions coming up as well.
We do. We've had several competitions so far. We're kind of at the tail end of our season. But tomorrow, we're going to be heading to Indianapolis to compete at the Bands of America Super Regional in Lucas Oil Stadium. So it's going to be a lot of fun for the kids. It's going to be a pretty big trip, pretty major performance.
Well, that's going to be outstanding. So best of luck to you in that competition. What's the environment and the emotion been like knowing you guys are going to be on Thursday Night Lights this week?
Oh, the kids are super excited. Anytime you can tell high school kids they're going to be on TV, they get super excited. And rehearsals have been great this week, and we're excited to perform with the Bradley Band as well, and just have a great night of music supporting both of our teams here tonight.
James DiFrancesco, he is the co-band director at Worthington Kilbourne. James, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thank you very much.
It's an incredible sound behind me, the Worthington Kilbourne Marching Band with their Concerto for Mother Earth. It sounds orchestral. It's absolutely amazing. I hope that you can hear that. Coming up, we'll have more with one of the band directors from Hilliard Bradley. You are watching the halftime show on Honda's Thursday Night Lights on the CW Columbus. Welcome back to the halftime show on Honda's Thursday Night Lights on the CW Columbus. Hilliard Bradley on top of Worthington Kilbourne by a score of 35-7. A lot of action last week across the country in high school football. Let's take a look at some highlights.
Bates was a good kicker. This one will be returned. Blake. Oh, was that a lateral or a fumble? But it worked. That happened so fast that it ended up in the hands of Jesse Bush.
And then Bush catches it in the air.
Oh, man.
That way, looking to the sideline, and he's able to get it complete at the 21. As he had his buddy right behind him.
Yeah, one low, one high, and the high receiver comes down with it.
Fourth down, and that run is blocked. Took an extra step. Goes right into the arms of the defender, Nicholas Alarcon. Touchdown.
Where he jiggles the ball and tries to get the laces away, that's what did it.
Quick hitter out to Martin. Martin has it jarred loose by Gerardo. It's picked up out of midair by Devin Mills.
With time, guns downfield, far side, throws it up for grabs. Pass, is it caught? Oh, what a tip drill. The pass is caught.
They bring some pressure. It's 3 guys off the left side, only 2 guys to block him, and that is number 48 for the Centerville Elks.
Trying to
reach the stretch red zone. Now Burkett flushed out of the pocket, comes back near side, back over the middle, and it is incomplete. Oh, it's juggled and caught. Touchdown, Franklin, my goodness. It comes off the foot and into the hands of Arndt.
Amazing bit of footage there from all of the action from across the country in high school football. Now, earlier tonight, I was able to talk to the band director at our wonderful host school, Hilliard Bradley High School. It's all a part of the Music Go Round marching band sound. Happy to be joined by Andy Rice, the band director here at Hilliard Bradley. Andy, tonight is senior night. Sure, there's a lot of great memories and a lot of seniors who stood out. Share some of those memories with us.
Yeah, we've got 28 seniors in the band this year, and they've been really, really awesome to work with for 4 years. This is obviously their last home game, and luckily we got nice weather. It's rained for a lot of our senior nights here over the past couple years, so it's great to have a great night and be on TV for their senior night. They've been really awesome to work with. They've worked really hard. We've got 2 competitions coming up this Saturday, and then state contest here at Bradley next Saturday to finish off their senior year. So really looking forward to finishing strong with them. They've been a really great group.
I can't imagine the pride you feel for this senior class. Andy, your halftime show is entitled Train of Thought. What does that mean?
So it doesn't really mean a whole lot. The show is simply about trains. We thought that was a cool concept to explore musically and visually. Our color guard is dressed in train conductor costumes. We got some props that look like train tracks and picked some music that has to do with trains. Train of Thought was just a cool title we came up with to go along with that. But the kids have had a really, really great time putting the show together this year and had a lot of fun doing it. So we're excited to do it a couple more times.
And I'm excited to see it. And speaking of excitement, what's it been like, the emotion this week, knowing that the band's going to be on Thursday Night Lights?
Yeah, it's definitely different for us because normally we rehearse on Thursdays. So instead of rehearsing Thursday, we have a game today and rehearsing tomorrow. And this is our last home game. We've actually had 6 home games this year. So it was kind of cool to shake things up and have it on a Thursday night this week and be on TV for our last home game and again, have nice weather for it. And the kids have been really excited. So we're looking forward to it.
Andy, thank you so much. Best of luck to you and Hilliard Bradley in your competitions this weekend. Andy Rice, the band director at Hilliard Bradley High School. Yeah, once again, a big thank you to Andy Rice and everyone really here at Hilliard Bradley High School for being such amazing hosts. It's senior night, and the halftime show is called Train of Thought. We've got a train of students still being honored here because that's how many people are committed to everything here at Hilliard Bradley. Coming up, we'll have more of the halftime show and stats and highlights from the first half. You are watching Thursday Night Lights, Honda's Thursday Night Lights, on the CW Columbus.
Welcome back at halftime. 35-7 Bradley over Kilbourne. Welcome back inside the press box here at Hilliard Bradley High School. Randy Reinhardt alongside Jeff Logan. It was a train for the Jaguars in the first half. Kept up picking speed up, and then before you knew it, what was 7-7 was 35-7. They've never looked back.
Yeah, it's amazing, Randy, and nearly 400 yards of offense by the Jaguars in that first half of football. I mean, everything is clicking for them tonight, and as Coach Laparo said to our Mike Todd as he was going off the field, this game flipped when there was that stop at the 1-yard line, and they recovered the next play in the end zone for a score.
It was a mix of the run, pass, and defense in this contest for the Jaguars. As we peruse some of the highlights from the first half of this contest as they lead 35-7 here at the break. There's Evan Yee taking it in from 3 yards out for a touchdown early on. That made it 7-0, but the Wolves would have an answer early in this contest as Tariq Gray would circle out of the backfield, go downfield, Jeff, and catch a 26-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, this was a really good throw, and being able to complete the play into the end zone looked like we were going to have a football game at that point, 7-7.
And the Wolves also showed some defense, bend but don't break. Here they make a stop on 4th down, make the hit inside the 1-yard line. You think things are going to go better. Then this, a fumble. Robinson, among others, on the strip. And then Zap from Losi helps to make the fumble recovery, with Zach making the big play. They're up by a touchdown. And then the maneuvering outside and finding Kenyon Richardson in the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, A.J. Morgan's been very good. Here he is executing the pitch and able to get the ball into the end zone by Matthew Drovlik, who came in the second quarter to spell Yee. And Randy, they just seem like from an offensive standpoint, everything is clicking for them. And Worthington Kilbourne, which will get the ball to begin the second half will make that decision.
Let's go down to the sidelines. Mike Todd standing by with the head coach of the Wolves. Michael?
Well, Coach, the opportunities were certainly there in the first half, but what was the message to your team at halftime?
This half we want to try to take advantage of the opportunities we get. Last half, I think we had 5 or 6 drops. We had some penalties and, big situations where we got across the 50. And then defensively, having trouble getting off the field. I don't think we tackled well in the first half.
All right, Coach, good luck to you during the second half. Thank you so much. Guys, back to you.
Plenty of work to do, but plenty of time. Down 35-7 as we start the second half. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll look at the stats from the first 24 minutes of action. As Bradley leads by 4 converted touchdowns, this is Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus. Worthington Kilbourne trails Hilliard Bradley 35-7 here as we get ready for the start of the second half. It's time now to check out some of the numbers from the first 2 quarters of action. And, Jeff, you look at the total offense, and particularly highlight the Wolves. They had 88 yards in total offense, but, Jeff, 78 of those came on the first possession, only 10 yards on their last 5 possessions in the first half.
Well, let's give a little bit of credit to the defensive football team for Hilliard Bradley. Everybody is feeling pretty good about the offense, putting up nearly 400 yards in that first half, but defensively they've done a pretty good job. And Randy, coming into this football game, Hilliard Bradley was only averaging 157 rushing yards a game, 134 passing games, so they've excelled at a high level in this first half.
And great symmetry for Bradley on offense, too, rushing 190 yards and passing 197 yards in the first half. Leading the way, the quarterback for Hilliard Bradley, as we have a Dr. Pepper kickoff coming up right now, the official drink of Fansville. And we're ready to start the second half, and Self has got it from the 23 up across the 25 to the 30 to the 31-yard line. But when you look at it in the first half for A.J. Morgan, what else could he have done? Passing the football in the first half, 15 of 18, 197 yards and 2 touchdowns. And running the ball, he had 6 carries for 54 yards.
And a good job of making sure that ball security was there as well. He's had a number of pitch plays where he's had to make immediate reads, and he's not only made the right reads, he's got it out on time. On the other hand, for Worthington Kilbourne, Randy, Mitchell Tomasek has been really good at the quarterback spot, and I will go back to what Mike Edwards said to our Mike Todd. How many drops have they had tonight? And I think that's one of the things that has killed this team offensively.
Let's see if they can recreate the success they had on the first drive as the keeper by Tomasek, and a late pitch goes to the outside and across the 30 up to the 35-yard line. Gets it up to Sam English, so that'll pick up about 4 yards on the play. But after the move by English, he's going to be slow to get up as he took one to the legs, and let's see if he can finally get up. Now he's going to stay in near the turf at the 32-yard line as we played 19 seconds the second half. So Sam English, 5'9", 186, and a 3-year starter who's getting some D2 and D3 looks. Really is a guy, too, that's worked, Jeff, over the years to improve his play. He ran track in the springs the last couple of years just to get his speed up, and it's really made him into a playmaker, really good on the bubble screens as well, too. And against Berlin, had a great 16-yard touchdown run. He likes YouTube, Xbox, and behavioral science, which I couldn't even say when I was in high school. And they attend to him right now at the 31-yard line.
Randy, we've talked a lot this year about RPOs, run-pass options, and that play by Worthington Kilbourne, probably one of the best examples of what the RPO is all about. Quarterback maintaining the football, coming out, and then pitching, and I'm not sure it was a forward pass or if it was a pitch. I'm not sure which way it goes, but able to pitch the ball behind the line of scrimmage, and you can see there that doesn't look like Sam English has got any problem at all. Just got dinged a little bit, and I would expect Sam English to return to this game.
I want you to know the official word comes from Steve Bassford. He has ruled out a forward pass.
It looked like it to me, too, and again, as long as it's behind the line of scrimmage, from where the quarterback didn't cross the line of scrimmage, you're okay.
Second down and 6 right now for the 35-yard line. Tomasek straight back to throw, looking at the pressure, laughing, tucking, rolling, and again, we talk about composure, and there's a late hit along the sidelines, and that'll be another 15 yards tacked on to the end of the play with 11:33 left to go.
Yeah, again, not a intentional dirty play over there, just for a bang-bang play right along the side, and it didn't look like Mitchell Tomasek was running out of bounds, and Zach Komlosi came up and made contact.
Dead ball, personal foul, defense number 5, unnecessary roughness, late hit out of bounds, 15 yards from the end of the run, first down.
Well, I mentioned Komlosi. It looked like it was Luke Irwin is the individual being identified.
Kamlosi was trying to catch the flag like a fair catch along the sidelines. That thing went straight up into the air. So a big break now for the Wolves. 1st and 10 across midfield. A long pass to the far side, and can they corral it with one hand? Nope, but there's flags inside the 15-yard line intended on the play for Riley Lewis, and the Hankies resting at the 15 with 11:27 left to go. And it could be 2 big penalties that really rejuvenate this offense to start the second half for Kilbourne.
This is not what Mike Laparo wanted to see, was putting gas back in the engine, if you will, for the Kilbourne Wolves. And there's the interference play going against the defense, and Randy, that's 2 huge penalties to start this second half.
Pass interference, defense, number 25. 15-yard penalty will result. First down.
So they flag Jordan Thompson, the cornerback, and he'll mark the ball inside the 30-yard line down to the 27. It'll be 1st and 10 from there with 33 seconds gone in the second half. Gray in the backfield with Tomasek, and 3 wide to the top, 1 to the bottom now on his first down play. Mitchell wants to throw it back to Gray. He's got it. Nice little cut move to the 20 and gets down inside the 19, the 18-yard. The question is, Jeff, where was this offense on the other possessions?
It makes you wonder, Rand. It looks like we've got another player down, one of the offensive linemen for Kilbourne.
Down right at the 18-yard line, and they'll attend to him with 11:08 left to go. With that being said, as they attend to him, we'll take a break. This is Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus. 35-7 here, 52 seconds gone in the second half. Here is a Papa John's fan photo of the week. It's been uploaded by Ed Keys. It was taken last week at Amanda Clear Creek High School, where the Aces beat the Rangers of Hamilton Township 35-32. Upload your high school football game photos from any game this season to the Papa John's fan channel at cwcolumbus.com. And the player injured on the play for the Wolves is big number 54, Reed Williamson, 5'11", 214, and a sophomore. A guy that Jeff originally was not slated to start in the offensive line, but they had an injury, so they moved things around, and Reed was starting at right guard tonight. Numbers on Tariq Gray so far in this contest as a receiver. Got some good work in, including that 26-yard touchdown catch that he has. So 3 catches, good for 43 yards. And again, this offense is moving for Kilbourne to start the second half.
Not a lot of depth in that offensive line, Randy. And as you mentioned, Jason Miller, who was pegged to start at that right guard, not playing as a injury situation, and now Reed Williamson out.
Second down. A long one. 1 minute into the second half. You look at Gray now. He's accounted for 68 of their 108 yards. Far side of the field, the pass goes, and it goes to Hodge. They needed to get 1.5 yards, and he's got that, and maybe 1 yard more. And with that gain by Marcus, that'll be a first down for the Wolves again with 10:42 left to go.
I don't remember seeing so many bubble screens or screenplays, Randy, from both teams in a football game this season. Both teams trying to find ways to get their athletes in space to be able to make big plays.
And Jeff, that was tossed about 30 yards to pick up about 3. 1st and 10 now. Mark the ball right at the 15-yard line. To the out pattern it goes. Can he get away? Hodge cannot. He'll pick up about 3, but Irwin was not going to let him go. Hodge was hoping a spin move would free him up, maybe get him into the sidelines and near the pylon, but good job that time by Irwin just to hang on and bring him down after a gain. We'll call it officially a 4.
That's a big-time play by Luke Irwin coming up there. You are on an island. There is nobody out here that is going to be able to cover Hodge if you don't get him, and that is excellent tackling.
Second down and 6 now from the 11. Under 10 left to go. Hodge in motion. He will get it on the jet sweep. Can he turn the corner? Boy, they string it out. Great job by big number 17 to help string that out even further. And that's Zach Kamlosi, the middle linebacker. Kind of slowed things down and able to knock him down eventually inside the 9-yard line.
Yeah, a little challenge for the Hilliard Bradley defense. See if they can come up with a big stop here on 3rd down with long 1 to go. And Kamlosi doing a good job of shooting the gap to come through and make the play. How about the extra effort, though, by Marcus Hodge?
3rd down and a long 1. Self in motion, bottom to top. Tomasek to keep. I tell you what, there was great penetration by that defense on the play for Bradley to make him go even wider to try to get the first down. As Zach Winjet came shooting through to make the play more difficult. Now he had to get the ball inside the 7. It's going to be 4th down and less than 1.
Boy, this is a quarterback call all the way, and he's trying to go for that pylon there to get out by the first down marker, and the official's right there on top of it. Randy, it's going to be about the length of the football for the first down.
Yeah, inside the 6, actually, so it'll be 4th down and less than 1. 9:11 left to go. Big play for the Wolves just to get back in this contest. Gray's got it.
No,
I don't think so. Great penetration defensively. Shooting through was Walter Williams, big number 45, the nose guard. Williams came shooting through. I don't know if he was blocked. 5'8", 225, and a junior. And he had 18 solos, 11 assists, 5.5 tackles for a loss, and 1.5 sacks, make it 6.5. They describe him as solid, and you can see why in this play.
Well, that's one to remember. He won the battle right up front. Good hand battle with the center. He got in there, shoved off the blocker, was able to make the play. That is a highlight film stop by the defense for the Bradley Jaguars.
The answer is yes, Jeff. They were up to the challenge to make the hit. 1st and 10 now from the 7-yard line. Keep it on the ground and just fight for a yard or two as Yee is creamed right there as you got near the 9. A couple of guys teaming up on the hit, among them number 62 coming through for the Wolves to help make the hit. So now it's going to be 2nd down. We'll call it just about 8 for A.J. Mergen and company. Rolling, looking long downfield and overthrowing everybody. I'll put the intended receiver as Aiden Healy, but actually the closest guy to the field was Spencer Parker Gordon. Let's go down the sidelines. Mike Todd has an injury update. Michael?
Well, Randy, Reed Williamson, number 54 for Worthington Kilbourne, still on the sidelines. He's upright, but I noticed he was favoring his back as he was coming off the field. Icing it right now, but questionable to return.
You could see him grab it before he even got to his feet, so hopefully that will mend for him in a short period of time. 3rd down, did we have a violation in the neutral zone? Guess not. Look close, but no encroachment called. Working on a long count here. Looking, has time, now rolls out of it. Guns across the middle, and the pass is dropped at the 22-yard line. Looked like everything was going well, even despite the probably secondary or tertiary receiver choice that time, but just plain dropped on the play by Ethan Poff.
You know, clearly one of the things with A.J. Mergen at quarterback, if you're rushing him, you got to break down before you get there because he'll sidestep you and make a play. You cannot deliver that more on target to the receiver, and that's a situation where Ethan Poff just took his eye off the football. So easy to do for a receiver.
And again, he was rolling to his left, Jeff, and throwing back to his right. Mayfield to punt, high snap, gets it down, pressure from the outside. It is high, not that deep, and it's going to hit at the 35-yard line, trickle across the 40. That'll be great field position for the Wolves for their second possession in the second half. 1st and 10 from the 44 of Bradley as we played 3 minutes and 46 seconds of the second half as Kilbourne needs an answer rapidly here to dent that 28-point cushion in this contest.
Have to look at the offensive line, Randy, as they came out. Mike Todd updating us on Reed Williamson.
That's the second time that Mayfield's gone back to punt. The first time he's actually punt because remember in the first half he went back and actually kept it on 4th down and got a first down. So the Wolves get it back from the 44-yard line. Second opportunity, down by 28. Thomaset dumping underneath. Pass is complete. But for what purpose? The ball jarred loose, it looked like. At the end of the play almost. But I think English was able to hang on to the football. He took a solid hit at the sidelines as Sam tried to maneuver. And I tell you what, mere mortals would have probably lost the ball. Again, a little pop here. Again, spacing probably isn't the best. Gets away from one, but then Irwin gives him a pop.
How about how quickly Irwin gets up from that strong safety spot to be able to make that play?
A loss on the play of nearly 5. It'll be 2nd down and 14. Quick pop on the out pattern. Nice catch on the play. Inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line. Gliding over was Riley Lewis on a low pass to make the catch and pick up some of the yardage they lost and a couple more. It'll be 3rd down and long, though, with 7:55 left.
It's a pretty good example of what defensive coaches talk about, flying to the football and everybody get there, because the first guy there, Jordan Thompson, not able to bring him down, and it takes the follow-up by Zach Comlosi to be able to finish and make the play.
Jeff Logan, bug killer up here in the press box. Took him 3 attempts, but he's young, it happens. 3rd down and a long 4 with 7.5 left to go. Across the middle for Self. Pass incomplete, little contact, no flag. The coverage on the play by Ben Duncan. So you've got a 4th and 4 on the short side. You going to go for it here?
Well, Tomasek a little slow getting up, man. There were 3 guys in his face. He stood in there. Watch the quarterback here. He gets leveled as soon as he hits the ball. Great defense over the middle. That doesn't constitute a drop. Watch again the quarterback. Tomasek strong, stays in there, but 3 black jerseys right in his face.
He's still limping. They may take a timeout so they can regroup and give him a chance to get a break. That way he doesn't have to come out of the contest, and they can then try it on 4th down if they want to pick up the 3 yards with 7:29 left to go here in the 3rd.
He's also your punter, Randy, from a standpoint of being able to kick the ball. Not that they wouldn't have a backup, but you can see Tomasek over there struggling on the sidelines.
So a timeout's been taken with 7:29 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. So do you go for it here? I think you do, if you can get your legs back underneath you. You're down by 28 points, Jeff. What do you gain by punting the ball right now?
Exactly. I mean, you're 1-7 from a record standpoint. You were certainly not a winning season a year ago. They're trying to build a new culture here with Mike Edwards in his first year. You know, being a part of what Pickerington North was, he was there for 10 seasons as an assistant. He found out what championship football is all about, what do they need to do, and he's certainly bringing a new culture to this program.
And, you know, what you like about Kilbourne, too, is you talk about their history of playoffs in 04, 5, 8, 13, 14, and 15. Jeff, every year they went to the playoffs, they won at least 1 game. Most teams go to the playoffs and don't win a game, but the Wolves always did that under Jeff Gafford and Vince Trombetti in the past. 4th down, and they'll go for it. They need a long 4 now for the 1st down. 7:29 left to go. Tomasek looks a little healthier. Going to roll to his right. Look, throw it downfield. Lead his man too much as he was looking for Marcus Hodge. And that is a tough pass to throw. And a flag at the end of the play with 7:23 left to go. This could be a dead ball penalty, though. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Panthers. And that's going to happen after the play, so after the change of possession, I would think.
Didn't see what happened, Randy. It happened right in front of the official, and he was pleased to throw the flag.
John Whitson's going to come our way, and hopefully with a bit of an explanation for us as well.
After the play, dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct, black, number 17. It'll be their ball after the 15-yard penalty enforced. 1st down.
Again, so a dead ball penalty after the change of possession. They'll get it, but subtract 15 from the current field position. And now I think Mike Laparo wants an explanation of what exactly was done by Mr. Camosi, and he'll get that right now with 7:23 left to go.
Yep. Would appear to be in agreement with what the official talked about.
At the start of the 4th quarter, we'll go back down to the sidelines where Mike Todd will interview the principal of Hilliard Bradley High School, Mindy Mordarski, unless somebody scores. That's coming up at the start of the 4th quarter. 35-7 a stalemate here in this 3rd quarter. It looked like the Wolves had the early surge here in quarter number 3. And there's the guy that got the penalty, but my goodness, what a leader he has been on defense for this squad for Bradley the last couple of years, too. And, of course, his brother Cole played, too. And Zach had a great game against Dublin Saida, 13 tackles. Cole was a guy that played in the secondary most of his time, though, in the past for Bradley. 1st down play. On the ground they go, off the right side, and looks like he's got a good gainer up to around the 30-yard line.
Good 1-2 combination in that running back spot with Evan Yee, who carried the ball there, and Matthew Dravlik, who we saw a little bit in the 2nd period. Both of them seniors, though, Randy, moving on after this season, playing their last home game here for Hilliard Bradley.
The good news in the backfield, at least, is the fact that Mergen will be back next year. They stay on the ground again, more of Yee. And Yee tells Dowd that we have the 1st down with 6:53 left to go here in quarter number 3. So if you're Bradley right now, you'd like to crunch it downfield, Jeff, get that 1 more score, get the margin more than 30, and accelerate that clock. From the 34-yard line for the home team.
Good to see David Metzler, the left tackle, number 65, back in the game, injured earlier.
Little toss and a little open field right now. Nice little glide cut into the middle. And Yee will get it up to the 43-yard line. Good first step, and waiting for him to make the hit on the play is Paul Jarvis. See the numbers by Evan Yee in the 1st half. You mentioned the 1-2 punch they have at running back, albeit both seniors too, and then you mix in the quarterback too with a great job that AJ has done. Mayfield is a wide out. And just think how good they would be if Pugh were healthy right now. But he'll be back next year. He's just a junior. Morgan wants to throw across the middle, going deep downfield, has a man wide open. Richardson waiting for the football and brought down from behind inside the 15-yard line. Kenyon was saying, oh, that ball can't come down fast enough.
Now, Randy, this play was sold in the backfield by the faking of A.J. Mergen and Yee. Watch here, the fake here. Everybody biting on that and wide open. The safety got nosy, looking up into the backfield, and Kenyon Richardson has the big play inside the 15-yard line.
45-yard gain on the play. 1st and 10 from the 12 with 5:50 left to go. Morgan going to keep getting inside the 10 to the 5, and does he break the play? Yes, touchdown. Count it, 5:45 left to go. Add 6 to the board. It is now 41-7 in favor of the Jaguars, and the clock will start cranking after the next kickoff continuously, unless Kilbourne can cut the gap. And boy, this is a guy, again, a starter in the basketball team, 6th man as a freshman, and he's turned out to be one heck of a football player too.
He really has, Randy. As good as advertised. They talked about how athletic this young man is, and he was a starter at the slot position in 2018 for this football team, and they needed a quarterback, and A.J. Mergen became that guy.
Extra point now for Drayton Wallenmeyer. We're going to go 6 of 6 in this contest. Puts it up and count it. 42-7 in this one. 5:45 left to go. We'll take a break. Week number 9 of Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus. Another Ramos Roofing touchdown courtesy of A.J. Mergen. And with that score, it is now 42-7 here in this contest in favor of Bradley. Looking for win number 3 on the campaign. And a chance to go 3-3 in the OCC Cardinal. And there you can see the scoring drive. Took less than 2 minutes to go 78 yards. And the kickoff now in the person of number 26, Dominic Williams. And the return's going to start from the 10-yard line. Hodge across the 15 up to the 20-yard line. And that's where it'll end. But what will begin is the Aspen Dental Smile Cam. It's going to start right now. And Aspen Dental has offices, by the way, if you're wondering, in Hilliard, Delaware, and several other Central Ohio locations. Great smiles there. Schedule a new patient appointment at aspendental.com. Aspen Dental, simply easier.
I'm assuming the orange is all about Halloween celebration tonight?
Well, one set of the students supposedly are prisoners and the other set are police.
So the orange jumpsuits? Is
Yes.
that okay? All right.
Different strokes.
I'm going for Halloween.
Are you wearing that when you go for Halloween?
I don't know.
No, I'm frightened. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. 5:13 left to go. And running, we've got that continuous clock with a margin more than 30. And Gray trying to find a gap, and that's all he gets is a tiny one. Out to around the 23-yard line. They'll set up a 2nd down and 7. You feel bad for the Wolves, but Jeff, they are that close. It's the old Maxwell Smart. Missed it by that much.
Yeah.
You see the potential on this offense, especially.
They're getting better. Much improved from what I expected to be able to see based on record, Randy, and I think that Mike Edwards has got things moving in the right direction.
From the 23, handoff goes to English, trying to turn the corner by going wide. It didn't help him at all. Just allowed the pursuit to increase its intensity and get there. Irwin and company knocking down before he gets to the original line of scrimmage. This will be 3rd down.
And Randy, this OCC Cardinal division this year made up of Kilbourne, Jerome, Scioto, Bradley, Darby, Delaware, Berlin, and Thomas, but it's going to change next year. And so what's the Cardinal look like next year?
Dublin, Jerome, Darby, Olentangy, Berlin, Marysville, and Thomas Worthington in the Cardinal next year. Keeping the 5 names. Quick pop across the middle. Pass is incomplete, intended for number 81, Jacob Carter. But those are the 5. Now they'll still go with the Central, the Buckeye, the Capital, and the Ohio. The Ohio division will have names like Hannah Lincoln, Grove City, New Albany, Pick North, Westerville Central, and Westland. Pass across the middle, nicely thrown. Got to hang on to it. Now it's a 4th down and punting situation. I think we might see Thomas Eck back in there. Yeah, he looks to be okay. I didn't know if they'd pull him out and maybe give somebody else a chance to punt.
Toughest division you're looking at?
Give me a second here to review that. I would say right now, sight unseen with the others. I like the Central Division. Dublin, Kaufman, Bradley, Davidson, Orange, Liberty, and Upper Arlington.
Pretty strong.
Booming punt. Duncan watches it hit at the 25-yard line and will be touched at the 29 with 3:17 left to go.
He's got a live leg. I mean, so art to this, and A.J. Mergen has had quite an evening tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Here he is faking, being able to elude the pressure and find a receiver. Another throw over the middle. Tayshawn Mayfield. Look at the running ability, just making people miss, being able to extend plays, reading the option perfectly, and taking the ball into the end zone. Pretty impressive stuff, and 16 out of 21, had a great start in the first half. 242 yards passing tonight. Again, coming into the football game, they were only averaging 134 yards a game throwing the ball.
1st and 10, mark the ball right at the 30-yard line. Keep it on the ground, bouncing it outside. Nice second effort, up to the 40, 45, midfield, and nice gain over 20 yards for Matthew Droblik on the play. Jeff, question for you. Mergen is a guy that has played multiple sports. Is that something you like to see in a student athlete?
Absolutely. I'm a big fan of playing as many sports as you possibly can, and this idea of specialization, unless you're a world-class gymnast or something, and that's going to be your profession as you go through, you need to be involved in a lot of different sports.
Gain of 24. Droblik to the other side, inside the 40 to the 35. He comes off the bench and he runs with abandon too. It's that burst you see from a guy that's fresh off the bench and says, you know what, I want to prove something too. This is senior night here at Hilliard Bradley, and Matthew staking his claim as well too. We talked about him being an outside edge runner. Perfect place to call for him, but there's a flag on the play, and I think it's coming back. John Whitson's going to march near midfield and give us all the information with 2:14 left to go.
Holding. Offense, number 9. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
And again, the clock continues to dwindle as we have the margin at more than 30 points. So even while he makes that penalty call, we're approaching 2 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. From back at their own 45-yard line. To the far side of the field, pass is complete. Can Kenyon Richardson find? Check that, that's Mayfield, number 15, and Mayfield finds a little seam along the far side, gets it inside the 40, and picks up most of the yardage. It'll be just a 3-yard gain they need on the next play to move the sticks. Take a look at this one more time.
Yeah, Randy, this is a piece of film that the colleges are going to look at and just start salivating over, because what he did is not only catch the football, but he felt the pressure, and he knew that he was going to have to make that quick move as soon as he got the ball. And Tayshawn Mayfield is special. Numbers tonight, 6 catches for 70 yards.
And he is just a sophomore as well, too, as they keep it on the ground. They need to get it down to the 36-yard line, and Droblik and company are going to be close to the sticks, but not quite there with 1 minute left to go in the third. There's the man we're talking about. Mayfield, 6'2", 190, and a sophomore. You got to think he's going to grow some, too. Likes math, science, and hoops as well, too. Long frame, too. A good possession kid, but you can see that spark that he's got between he and Richardson. Those are guys that can be deep threats, and then you mix in Jack Hugh, who will be back next season. It's quite a force on offense with Mergen back at quarterback. Third down, they need less than 1. It's the first time we've seen the quarterback sneak tonight, and it's effective. It'll get him the first down.
You're talking about Tayshawn Mayfield. I saw his brother Chris Mayfield, who we talked about earlier, who is injured this season, but signed to go and play football at Michigan State. And if the size of this kid that I saw as a senior means anything to Tayshawn, he's going to grow up and be even bigger and stronger. But at 6'2" and 190, from a receiver standpoint, that's pretty strong.
That will end the third quarter. It is all Hilliard Bradley in this one. 42-7. Fourth quarter just around the corner in week number 9. This is Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus.
It's the start of the fourth quarter on Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus. Hilliard Bradley in command over Worthington Kilbourne by a score of 42-7. Happy to be joined by the principal here at Hilliard Bradley, Mindy Mordarski. Mindy, tonight is senior night, and being a senior mom, as well as being the principal, what are the emotions like tonight?
You know, this is really such a special night for our kids, and the fact that we're winning really, really helps on senior night. this is really a closure for a lot of kids and obviously a new beginning for them as well. So it's just a great night to have a victory too on senior night.
What are some of the things you're excited about this school year at Hilliard Bradley?
So we really, really take pride in the fact that we want to create a family environment at our school. We really think that starts with our teachers. We want teachers to come to work every day and enjoy walking in the doors, because then that's gonna go off on the students as well. And we really do a lot of cool events during the school day to really make school fun, because then we get results in the classroom.
I can't remember the book, but I do remember the line, work made fun gets done. And speaking of fun, you're on Thursday Night Lights. What's the atmosphere been like getting geared up for tonight?
Well, you can see right over there, you've seen it all evening tonight. They were here early, getting the crowd fired up. They have so much fun, and I know the season hasn't been exactly what we were hoping for with our wins, but those kids stay until the end, and they are absolutely amazing.
As are you. Mindy Mordarski, the principal at Hilliard Bradley and Reynoldsburg tennis legend as well. Back to you guys.
You are a worthless... No, I'm just kidding. That's what they say about me. You are a fountain of wonderful, worthful information, if that's a word. But thank you, Mike. And, I got to tell you something. Mindy is a fabulous leader. My son had her in school when she was over at Darby, and Hilliard schools have just been tremendous to my son, and God bless them and all these educators for the great work that they do. Quick pop, it's complete. It goes to Mayfield at the 15-yard line. Jeff, could you play tennis? I mean, that was one sport I could not master. I did it like Tom Hanks' bachelor party. I hit it over the fence for a home run or a double.
Never played it competitively, but played it for fun. And if you didn't have to go chase the balls all the time.
That's true.
But
you do that in golf. You don't complain.
Yeah, but, I didn't like chasing the ball.
And we're going to have an encroachment, I think, as they violated the neutral zone on the defense. So a free first down here, if you will, as John Whitson has been busy
Dead
tonight.
Ball, encroachment, defense, number 52. The 5-yard penalty will result first down.
I was going to kid Mike Todd, but seriously, I've known Mike Todd for about 27 years. You won't meet a better person that is always up, always prepared for whatever he does, be it on a game like this or when he works with the Blue Jackets. And this is one night where he's actually not at a Blue Jacket game, but he gave us allegiance to the CW Columbus and Thursday Night Lights, and we're very grateful for that. Keep it on the ground, and nothing there off the right side. And I got to think, too, Jeff, on the next possession, I have seen in the bullpen, if you will, Aiden Healy warming up along the sidelines. I think we'll get a new quarterback on the next possession for the Jaguars.
A lot of throwing going on down there, Randy, to change up the quarterback position most likely, and nothing there. That is just great penetration by the defense.
Brian Wilson, the inside linebacker, who had 19 solos, 26 assists, also had a fumble recovery from 11 yards out for a touchdown against Delaware, and a 25-yard interception return against Thomas Worthington.
Blitz coming.
Bergen rolling, looking for a gap. There's a seam. Can he get to it? 15, 10, spin move at the 5. And does he break the play? Oh, what a run! It looked like he was going to be stopped at the 3-yard line. But a little of the basketball guard came out of him, I think, and he was able to do that spin move and then continue and use his force to get into the end zone for yet another touchdown.
I think that's like hitting the B button on the video game. Watch this. It blitz. Everybody is coming, and Mergen just running for his life now, sees the end zone, and watch the moves. Whoop! Gone. You're out of here. I'm taking it into the end zone. Gives him a little bit of that sugar, and they got it in the end zone, Randy, and they're stretching the lead.
Make it 48-7 now. There's a happy quarterback who may have played his last play on offense here in this contest tonight.
Boy, what an athlete. Again, converted from a split or a slot receiver a year ago in this offense, and now he's in charge of the entire offense, got the keys to the car.
And it's extra point time now, once again for Drayton Wallenmeyer. Plenty of leg, it is up. And it's now 49-7 with 8:51 left to go in this contest. There's a happy guy right there. AJ could stand for another journey because it led his team on another one across the goal line for a touchdown. And the margin now is 42 on the CW Columbus. At Brimos Roofing, touchdown by A.J. Mergen, some 12 yards. And with that, and the extra point, it's now 49-7 in this contest. Here's a recap of the scoring drive. 10 plays, 70 yards, just about 6.5 minutes. And it's icing on the cake right now for The squad from Bradley up 49-7. And the boot by Williams, and the return is going to start from the 17-yard line up across the 20, 30. Look at the acceleration and the gap near side across midfield, down the sidelines, and finally pushed out of bounds is Caleb Andrick. Andrick, a guy that we saw as starter a couple of years ago, in fact, for the Wolves. His dad is an assistant coach at Capital, and we have a late flag at the end of the play. Tossed at the 35-yard line with 8:27 left to go. Obviously, it'll be a dead ball foul. I would assume it's going to be against Hilliard Bradley as well. A lot of action here in the last 30 seconds. 8:27 left to go in this contest.
Yeah, they seem to be in agreement on the call. Watch again. I mean, this was a little bit of a short kick. Just hit the seam and was able to accelerate.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Receiving team, number 5. 15-yard penalty.
Wow.
First down.
46 yards on the return. I think he may have tossed the ball at the end of the play. I thought because he was in a sea of Bradley people, it was somebody on Bradley that was guilty of the crime, but instead I think it's Andrick. Watch and see if he tosses the ball at the end here. Says something too.
Yeah.
But something was said to him as well.
A little lip service.
New faces out there trying to turn the corner across the 43, and that's about it on the play as Tyler Turner on the carry that time. Mike Todd has been standing by. Mike, there's something standing down there leaning against a piece of wood. We don't know what it is. And can you kind of clarify what that thing is?
Well, I sure can. Jeff Logan and I were looking at it. We're like, what is that thing? And we thought maybe it held something like the turnover chain like they have at the University of Miami of Florida. But it actually holds the defensive hammer. And that is awarded to the defensive player of the week. So whoever has the best defensive game tonight, they're going to get that hammer next Monday.
So
who's your pick?
It's a good thing if it's hammer time. I'll say Kamalosi is probably one of the leading candidates, or Irwin with the play that he's had in this contest. You're in the running as well too, Mike Todd, as we have a new quarterback out there for the Wolves. And the person of number 21, Lachlan Korn, 5'10", 145, and a sophomore. Number 21, John Hadel, one of you there.
Mike, what's it say on the hammer? Is that regulators? 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 I like it.
Did you ever have anything like that for your defense when you were playing?
No. The gimmicks were not part of it. We gave them the opportunity by scoring often that they got the opportunity to go back out on the field.
3rd down and 19.
How's that sound?
I like it. And we have whistles. Do we have a timeout taken?
Dead ball. Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Play clock is at 0. That'll happen. So march it back 5. And again, some new faces getting a chance to play out there. New wide receivers as well too on the field. And we mentioned the new quarterback scenario as well too. Also see a number 36 out there. That's Bryce Taylor getting a chance to play it, tie it in, although they'll split him out wide. 3rd down, they need 25. Horn, little gap, but it closed quickly, and they'll get the ball up to the 36-yard line, and that's about it. And it's time for a punt now for the Wolves with 6:15 left to go in the 4th quarter. Well, there's a guy, too, that look at Korn that is not that tall, but a guy that really understands the offense, and that's what Mike Edwards is trying to do, groom these guys to understand their way of doing things. You talked about the culture, and this is not something that's going to take place overnight. Mike said, he came in here thinking that he would be able to just go ahead and convince everybody to change things. Let's do it this way. And he has realized now that it's a process to make any progress in a new program.
The old success that they had, we talked about it ad nauseum tonight, Randy, is it was clearly that it was cool to be part of the football team. Well, what's happened since 2015 is that there's not that pride that you need to have, and hopefully they'll be able to reinstill that and get their numbers up in terms of participation.
Thomasek with the punt. It will roll dead at around the 22-yard line. 5:28 left to go. We'll take a break in week number 9 of Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus. 49-7 the tally in this one. Waning moments of week number 9 of Thursday Night Lights. 1st and 10 now with the ball resting at just past the 22-yard line. And Healy's going to hand it off, and he'll reverse their field, and not a whole lot there as again, some of the subs getting a chance to play. A little takedown there at the end of the plays. The carry that time goes to number 34. That's Archer Payton. Or Peyton Archer. Either way, it works. 5 minutes left to go. So we've seen an impressive performance by Bradley, and you can't help but go, gee, let's go back to those 4 games where we had the chance to, with Orange and Davidson and Darby and Dublin Scioto. And if nothing else, Jeff, those are learning experiences for the guys that are coming back next year. I'll keep it on the ground, and this time there's a little gap off the left side and out across the 30, and still on his feet out to the 35-yard line. As that time it's Peyton Archer. A nice gain, 5'9", he goes, and 155, and good legs, but there was a reason. A little extra help, a holding call. We'll move it back with 4:27, and the clock continues to tick with just over 4:20 left now.
Yeah, Peyton Archer, a sophomore. We talked about the fact that Evan Yee and Matthew Drovlik, both seniors.
Holding. Offense, number 46. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Second down.
John is emphatic when he gives the numbers. Have you noticed that?
Yes, he does. I'm very impressed.
So mark it back inside the 15-yard line. Second down from there. See some of the new faces in the offensive line as well, too, for Bradley. And they'll keep it on the ground around the left-hand side and get it up to around the 20-yard line. I'm looking at the offensive line, and I see names like Yasser Awali in there now, and Roland Humbert with a chance to block up front. Carson Corbett as well, too. New faces at wide receiver. Getting a chance to empty the bench, if you will, and guys that have earned the time to play out there. Jake Duffer, and that's the hard part, Jeff, is if you practice all week, you know, and maybe you had a scenario, maybe you played as a starter your entire time, but to work all week and not get that chance to shine on a Thursday or Friday night, this is a special time, especially with the game being on live TV. And again, on the carry, it's number 34, that's Archer with the carry, and gets it out to around the 25-yard line. 3 minutes. And a punt coming up, and after the punt, if you need to go to the bathroom, this would be the time, because Logan's Heroes is coming up.
Oh, my goodness.
I know I'll be leaving. I want to see what happens, because there had to be a shake-up, because I knew that West Jeff was in your top 5 last week.
There was a shake-up, and your London team still isn't in there, just for the record.
I haven't seen it yet, but if Hartley and DeSales are both in there, that'd be pretty cool. Of course, we don't know what's going to happen with their games tomorrow night, especially DeSales with that contest hosting Steubenville. One-handed catch for the punt.
Pretty impressive.
And it's going to hit at the 44, and take a bounce back the other way for the Wolves. All right, here we go. 2:21 left to go. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Logan's Heroes.
Here's your best 5 in Central Ohio right now. Olentangy Liberty, they'll play Orange next tomorrow night. They're 8-0. Pickerington Central has Reynoldsburg. Bishop Hartley versus Belmont. Licking Valley, and sneaking in number 5, Harvest Prep. Harvest Prep, Randy, is number 1 in their division. Division 3, Region 11, 4. Help me with that.
They're in Division 7, Harvest Prep is.
Oh, I'm sorry, my mistake. I was looking at Hartley there. Harvest is number 1 in Division 7, Region 27. There's some really good football teams out there, though, still that'll be in the playoffs.
Keep it on the ground on the first down play, and it's out across midfield down to the 48, maybe the 47-yard line. So you have Harvest Prep in there. Milan Smith, the head coach there of the Warriors. We'll be happy to see that. But no DeSales, so we'll see what happens.
And DeSales, I want to say, 5-3 right now? Does that sound right?
7-1.
7-1? Why do I have them 5-3 in my mind?
Same as Hartley.
I had them 5-3 in my mind.
So it'll be second down and 4. Low snap, scooped up, and nowhere to go on the play that time for big number 21, Lachlan Korn. And fans, don't forget Friday night before the 11 o'clock news, there's something you can do. You can join host Jay Richardson for AEP Ohio First Scores on Fox 28. Get scores and highlights from the best high school football games in Central Ohio every Friday night at 10:45 p.m. on Fox 28. 1 minute and 10 seconds left to go in this contest. Korn says, I don't need that piece of equipment. Go without it. On the third down play, 3rd and 10 from their own 47-yard line. And the wideouts to the bottom of the formation is Noah Wiley. Spelled differently than the actor, by the way. Korn on a super long count. Play clock down to 2. Gets it off in time. They'll hand it off. And they'll get it up to maybe the 49-yard line. Number 7 is Tyler Turner. And 40 seconds left to go in this contest, so we'll see if they even have to punt in this one. What a performance tonight by Hilliard Bradley, Jeff. We mentioned the fact that the Wolves made it close at 7, tied the contest, and had that Great defensive stand. You thought, well, maybe the tide would turn, but then Bradley started the engine going, and they've never looked back and got that cushion more than 30 and just rapidly put an exponent next to the clock. And here they will have their third win of the season.
Well, the clock is about 2 seconds behind the play clock, so
they will have to punt or do something.
Going to have to take a knee or run a play.
Under 10. They'll snap it. Horn will hand it off. Turner will get it across midfield, and that will do it. A W in the books now for Hilliard Bradley in week number 9 as they get the victory. No doubt in this one after the first quarter, 49-7 the final tally. They go to 3-6, and the Wolves fall to 1-8 for that man. Mike Edwards, great job by Coach Laparo and his squad too. And they will get the orb, the championship trophy, when we come back and put a cap on week number 9. Coach Laparo and the Jaguars speedy and strong, and they get the win by 42 points. We'll take a break. This is Honda's Thursday Night Lights presented by Columbus State Community College right here on the CW Columbus. Welcome back to Hilliard Bradley High School, where the Jaguars get the victory 49-7 in this contest. And I'll tell you what, Jeff, they have a victory bell here at Hilliard Bradley, so the team had to go all the way off the field, ring the bell, and this is almost as much yardage as they gained on the ground just to run over to the bell and come back out to near the 10-yard line to go ahead and get ready for the trophy presentation. But I think they still have the spirit left to make that long jaunt, and they're happy right now. They got the victory. Makes everything a little sweeter on a night like this in week number 9. Let's go down for the presentation of the Champions Trophy to the one and only Mike Todd. Michael?
Well, Coach, tonight was senior night. It's a special night for your players. What was your final takeaway from tonight's game?
I thought the kids played great. They came out and from the opening snap played extremely well. And, you know, we're also playing this for one of our lost kids.
Ooh. Sir. Take your time.
Stevie. We lost him when he was in 8th grade, and these guys won the game for him.
Well, I tell you what, Coach, I'm sure that he's watching down on you guys, and we're so proud of you. Right now, my friend Ben Kearns has a presentation to make to you, sir.
Coach, congratulations on your win. On behalf of CW Columbus, Ramos Roofing and Remodeling, I'd like to present you with the Thursday Night Lights Champions Trophy.
Thank you very much.
Touching moment from Coach Laparo as he remembers number 5, Stevie Ray, who passed away in a car accident a few years ago. Here's the final numbers in this contest. And again, throughout this game, the symmetry that they had between the rushing and passing yards, really hard to believe for Bradley. It never seemed like they were more than about 10 yards away from the total on the ground and also in the air, Jeff, in this contest.
No, great balance. And A.J. Mergen, you got to give a lot of credit to him in terms of running this offense and being the commander-in-chief out there. And again, first time that this kid has ever played quarterback at this level, and he was able to go into this game and command an excellent performance. And great teamwork. The defense did a great job. Didn't make any mistakes out there, and very impressive. I cannot believe this team has only won 3 football games.
And on the same token, I can hardly believe that the Wolves have won only 1 game because we see a lot of great things for them on offense. Tomasic at quarterback, Gray as a running back, strong defense as well too. I think this is a team that is on the rise as well. Both of these teams are, and we'll see with the realignment in the OCC what happens in 2020.
You know, coaches talk a lot about how difficult it is to go out and win games on a Saturday, on a Friday night, whatever it might be, and you know, you got to have everything working in your direction to make it happen. So they'll savor this one, and congratulations to the team. They made a commitment that they were going to do this in honor of a fallen teammate, and it'll be an emotional night for the rest of them.
Are you ready for one more big game next week? Once again, we have a championship game in week number 10. How sweet it will be. And it's our first ever true CCL matchup as DeSales takes on Hartley. And that should be a great matchup.
Looking forward to it. It should be a lot of fun.
We'll see you there. Hey, thank you for joining us in week number 9. What an evening it has been, and a great night for Hilliard Bradley on senior night, too. On behalf of the Image Video crew and CW Columbus staff, we say thank you for watching Honda's Thursday Night Lights. We also thank our sponsors, including Central Ohio Honda Dealers, Lifeline of Ohio, Dr. Pepper, and Columbus State Community College. Stay tuned for Family Feud coming up next here on the CW. Bradley getting by Kilbourne 49-7. Next week, DeSales and Hartley. I'll say it one final time. Thank you for watching Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College, in one place here on the CW Columbus.